Alrighty. Let's get this going. Oh, no, I need this mouse over here. That's bright. Alright. Excuse me. Welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna put this here just in case, because I know Derpy sometimes wants to chat with me, and I'm always bad with, you know, not having my phone available. And so she'll be like, "Where the fuck are you?" And I'll be like, "Oh shit, I'm streaming." That's exactly how it happens. Alright. What happened last episode? Fuck, I forgot to write the summary. Is this the right color? Yeah, that was 12. 13 is gonna be candle. Okay, we got the fight first. Then we got road. Then we got entry. Then we got thingy, box, and shield. In between there, let's talk about the ogre. And then we got research if they want to. And then off to Avernus. Sweet. Give me dope. This button?
Hello, my name is Anil.
You killed my
my
father.
father.
I am
Forgot
looking
to
for
die.
these six-fingered men. Do you happen to know these six-fingered men?
Oh shit!
Ow. You're loud.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Ah, shit!
In my ears,
I
at
need-
least.
Am I loud to everyone else? Because Scuzz is loud to me.
No.
No, no,
I'm loud to you because, well, it's just the mic. Or not mic. Volume on your headphones. I don't know. It's weirdness.
No, because everyone else is normal. You're loud.
Well, then you just have to turn me down. Turn me down!
Just suck it.
Well, you can turn me down on whatchamacallit. On,
Turn me down, coach.
on Discord. Yeah, 'cause I think I need to
I
turn.
can turn you down specifically.
Yeah, so if you see
If I
where.
right click, is that user volume that's specifically to you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, look guys, I'm
Look at you.
You're
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you're at 96%.
Why? Yeah. Why 96%? That's fucking crazy.
I've got you at 80.
I have no idea what to have you guys at.
Just kind of let it happen.
I just put you at 69, Chris, just because.
Nice.
Nice.
I have Derpy at 159% for some reason.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So quiet, guys.
Might have been from before.
Yes, guys, you're at 131, and everyone else is 100. So for whatever you two guys were quiet earlier,
Huh.
that sounds normal to me. So I don't know.
It's weird. It all depends on your own computer settings and shit.
Oh yeah, there's. I feel like almost everyone, because of the way those settings all like overlap with other things you have, everyone's basically got a unique setting.
Yeah.
It's hard to memorize it.
I mean, for me, everyone is at. Oh nope, you're at 99% too. Chuckles.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I think that's default.
You're 79, destroyed.
I'm loud.
Not quite nice.
Holy shit, well, Louie's at 108. When did I ever fucking this?
Probably a while ago, or maybe I did.
Probably did.
Oh no, I think I did. I think I used the laptop for. I think I used the laptop for something at some point. But okay,
Probably.
let's get into this because we got some ground to cover tonight.
I need my ice.
Last week you guys just committed arson. It's pretty fucking dope.
Hell
Final
yeah.
person, really.
Yeah, you
That's the whole
Commit
synopsis.
arson in both campaigns.
it was
Yep.
very good. So The party left the dungeon below the Van Thamper Manor, leaving that asshole noble down in there to be just to do whatever. Locked him back in his cell, unconscious, and from that point we had you guys go back up to the main house, see the chef, light some shit on fire as you guys fought some guards leading up to Thirstwell's room. Once in Thirstwell's room, the little bitch wouldn't talk and hid in a sanctuary spell for the majority of it, where you guys just waited it out and then, you know, knocked him unconscious, got the key to his iron chest, opened it up, got the puzzle box out of there. House is burning up. You guys jumped out the window, not before locking him in the iron box, and running out of the premises to the inn across the way, where Glimmer,
So muted when you said that, but I don't
where Glimmer, who was disguised, who put on disguise, or you know, used his ability to pose as a patriarch member, ended up letting you guys stay the night in the upper ward, in the upper city of Baldur's Gate, where you normally would be kind of thrown out of there at evening time. So, as the dust settled across the street, you guys watched as they took that iron chest out of the burning and smoldering house, and that was basically it. You guys are in with the puzzle box in your possession. You guys headed off to Little Columshan, or Little Calmishan, which was where Fallister, the agent who you rescued from the cells below in the Van Thamper Villa in the dungeon down there, told you he had to stop on his way out to heading to Candlekeep, where he knew a contact there, Silvira, who is an expert in the 9 hells and will be able to give you guys expert advice on 1, what is going on with El Terrell, and 2, how the heck to get inside of this puzzle box. There was some more conversation, of course, with your boy, the Hidden Lord, that Aphelion is currently wielding. Aphelion, I gave you a +2 shield. Just put that in your inventory so your AC would be correct.
Perfect.
It's not the shield, but just know that
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes.
Yep. I get you.
All right, so this is where we pick up. You guys left the city of Baldur's Gate in the morning, stopped by Little Columshan, where Fallister picked up his weapons, his goods, as well as a book, which is the unique way that you get into Candlekeep. You need to present them a book that they do not have in their library. So that's pretty unique. You got to figure out what book to give them. As you guys, as you guys left, you guys met with Liara Porter, who is now taking over for the commander of the Flaming Fist here in Baldur's Gate. You as players know her from Chult, where she was the commander there in Fort Belurain, where you burned down her fort. Once again, very common theme here. And she gave you guys a wagon and some horses. It was really nice of her. You guys left and headed over Worms Crossing, the bridge that goes over the Chonathar River. Big market bridge looking like the Ponte Vecchio in Florence. And Rhea, as you guys were crossing the bridge and heading down south, down this road, told you about the legend of the Hell Riders. Where they got their name, where they followed Zariel into a portal heading to the 9 hells, or heading specifically to Avernus, and they fought valiantly, but in the end they were turned and defeated as Zariel was captured. The rest of the Hell Riders left the Avernus, and then were basically called that from that point on. They were initially called the High Riders, or there was the High Rider, and they were initially called the I don't know. They actually didn't really... Just the Riders of El Terrell, and they came back. Yeah, they just came back known as the Hell Riders. But the action wasn't quite over. As you guys were riding along the road about midday, the sun high above you, feeling a little bit sleepy and drowsy being on the road, the rocking of the horse and the wagon kind of lulling you into a sense of security. You hear another cart approaching from the south, up the road towards you guys. And you see a farmer pulling a wagon, a large amount of hay in the back, and as you guys start to get abreast of each other, you see this farmer kind of wave to you. He gives you a little kind of tip of his hat, and as he tips his hat, you watch as the hay sprays into the air in a flurry of hay, and you see 3 individuals clad in armor jump out of the wagon, draw their swords, draw a long sword and a short sword, and grit their teeth at you all, and start rushing towards your wagon. You hear them scream out, "The hidden lord must be returned to the Knights of the Shield." And that is where we pick up, right in battle, right from the start. So, we're gonna roll some initiative really quick.
Yeesh.
Oh, neat. I see that hay cart.
Mhm.
Are these sort of like a little ravine here then? Kind of,
Oh no, you're like in a pass. It's like not super high. These
Oh, okay.
you have
It's
some
like-
hills and stuff that go up around you.
Okay.
Dude, roll 20 changes zooming again.
They have an option. So interestingly, they
Oh.
have an option if you go to the gear and
Do I
scroll
keep that
down.
initiative?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, because y'all are still talking.
No, it's fine.
That's a crit.
You didn't select a
okay.
token, but
I did
oh no,
too.
you did. It's there. Sick, dude. If you guys go to the gear and the thing, you can see it says use secondary click to pan anytime, or it says use scroll to pan or zoom. So if you want to, you can change it to zoom, which is what I'll put that on. But yeah.
I cannot get the fucking. I added fireball and stuff to my thing, but it just automatic. It won't let me override the spell save DC. Be a flat.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah. Just know it's 21.
Yes, that is absolutely okay. Alrighty. So
All right.
as you guys have them rushing at you, I added some little APIs which are fun. Which is a interesting thing. This basically it's like there was that let's not mention it API that I was using that was kind of illegal. So I decided to not use that anymore, and instead I will be using the actual Roll20 API. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I can do something where I basically can select all of these dudes, and I just do exclamation point group init, and I can have them all added, and so they've all been added to the order, just as like a
Nice.
single roll. It also has another one that I added in that is group checks. So those are the 2 things that I really cared about, is being
yeah.
able to do like group init and group checks, just because those
Big
things,
fights.
yeah,
Oh,
they get really annoying to have multiple
Yes, the
things.
spell will affect 16 people. Please roll.
Yeah, please roll. No, exactly for fireballs, dude.
Yep. Now that we hit level 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in time, yeah.
All right, everybody got their stuff in here. I'm missing. You got a phone. Okay, we're good to go. All right, so top of the round is the Flipsis. As you see these 3 individuals jump off the cart, you watch as the hood of the farmer, he pulls the hood back, and watch as his kind of sun-dried skin slowly changes from the kind of cracked farmer old man skin to a deep red skin as he shows his true face.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
What's it
Okay.
gonna be?
I think
Oh,
the
he-
fireball's not gonna work on him.
Darth Sidious.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So
Next.
Flipsis, what do you do? I need a roll for. I forgot. I need a roll for your boys, Rhea and Spy.
Spy.
Well, Fallister. Okay, let's do it.
You know, I was really excited that I rolled a crit initiative.
Yeah, but now you got to figure out what you're gonna be doing.
I really hate going first.
Gotta roll natty 19.
Shit. I'll just watch him, and I'll just some magic missiles over their way.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
At which target?
Well, I have 3 of them, so do these guys look?
They look like humans, as far as you can tell. They have heavy armor on.
I'll just pick one then. No, I'm gonna do 2 at this guy and one at that guy.
Okay. Very nice.
Wait, do I roll 3?
Yes, roll it 3 times.
Say auto hit, right?
Yep. 3, 3, 2. Okay. So which one was it? 2 at the right one and 1 at the left one?
2 at this guy.
Okay.
1 at that guy.
Perfect. So your missiles lance out, thud into them. They stagger backwards for a quick moment, but right themselves as they kind of brush off that damage. Any bonus actions that you'd like to do?
Scoff.
Very good.
Take that.
Got him.
Indeed.
The Ken victory screen. I did
Also,
it.
I have to say something. That horse's mane is freaking me the fuck out.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
terrible piece of art. All right.
I love that it goes like one way than the other.
Yeah, the horse was caught mid animation cycle, and it's just like clipped out of. It's fucking freaked out and clipped out.
They like spiked the center of it. It's like got
It's a
a
comb over mane.
Okay, you guys work on that.
Okay, Hamon.
I have a feeling they're about to get
Alright.
fireballed 3 times in a row.
Fun fact, I technically do not have Fireball yet.
Oh, that's right.
You're still learning.
technically.
Because I'm going to get it from my book, but I need to spend some more time on it. I'm just
Oh, right.
So, but I'm gonna instead, one of the level 3 spells I picked up, I'm going to tap Sanya on the shoulder and do a little sign of a benediction and say, Sanya, you should be able to go beat them up real good now. And then accents, gotta work on that. Go back. Okay, you get haste.
Oh shit.
Oh
Okay.
snap!
All right. What does that look like? What is the effect that it puts upon Sanya, Hamon?
So it's like I do a little benediction, a little Hail Mary, and then you just get kind of like an aura kind of glowing around you like you're on fire. But it's like a yellowish gold, like very like ephemeral yellowish fire coming off of you like steam. And I will actually take a step back behind.
Yeah. These are like
This
low
guy.
hills. They're not. It's
Yeah.
easy to kind of like walk along them. You don't need to climb or anything. Okay.
All right, and then
Where are you
yeah,
like
just-
Churro? Is Churro
Churro,
out?
I'm having to. Yeah, Churro's out. And in fact, I like where you have him because I would have dropped him on that side. Have him go underneath Glimmer's feet. So he's between. And I'm gonna give him advantage or assist assist Glimmer's next attack or whatever he does.
Hey, Glimmer.
I don't throw things. Well, I lied. I don't throw things.
Just
I
mad
will.
shade.
I think it just gives you it's an assist action, right? Or
Yeah.
assist,
So it's assistance.
whatever.
It'll just be
Yeah.
advantage on whatever action you take next.
Yeah.
It's
Alright,
it's useful.
well.
He squeals violently.
Oh, I'm encouraged, and I will reach into the cart, grab a handful of dust, throw it here, whispering incantation. It turns to like body glitter, and I'll do fairy fire.
Ooh, body glitter. Okay. Hey, this is where this will shine. All right. So for the duration, stim. Okay, so it's all dexterity saving throws, right?
I fixed the horse's mane.
Wait, how did you do that?
Excuse you?
Pen tool.
Whoa,
Oh.
you just drew
Yeah,
like
I
a
just
line on it.
painted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize you actually were. Whoa!
You're
That's what I was working on.
All right, go and fix the other one too as well.
Yep,
Oh, there's no. Okay.
All right, so this is. It's just a dex saving throw. It's not anything. It's just okay. Got it. So we'll just do group save for these guys. Group check. Where are you, dexterity? Dexterity save. Ba-ba-doo-boom. See, look at that. Beautiful. 3 of them fail. The Cambion fails, the 2 veterans fail, and the third one is safe. So the back one will be the one that's safe. Otherwise, the rest of them are lit.
Alright, now I'll call it to Sonya, give him the chin for that bardic inspiration.
Alrighty.
Oh man,
Lit.
just getting stacked. Yeah.
Lit. Yeah, so Sonya with the
Which,
bardic inspiration, inspired, hasted.
Here's what
And
you
you
look
have
like, a
advantage
little,
on
maybe not that intense and more golden. That's kind of visual.
Did you put this? Oh, okay. I was saying I thought you were going to give him like the Super Saiyan treatment, but that works too.
More fiery and.
I think gold fire is kind of the thing we're doing with this group in general.
Nice.
True. Yep.
All right.
Oh man, Super Saiyan chest hairs.
And do remember now that Jesus, the fucking. Oh God, they just turned golden and spiky.
I need you to scoot this man over.
Thanks, I hate
Scoot
it.
this man's
In my
over.
way.
All right.
Yeah, he's in my way.
All right, so Sonya, do you remember that because a Glimmer has hit level 5, his inspiration die has increased?
D8,
Is it D6 now?
D8.
D8.
Oh, D8.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cards are dumb.
Look at that horse. It's fixed.
I
Okay.
can do a D4.
A Flipsis, plastic horse or plastic surgeon for horses. I don't know.
No, hair implants.
Hair implants. All right, Rhea, your girl
Sort
Rhea
of Bosley.
draws her short sword in her offhand and will run forward at this one. So she has advantage on these attacks, correct?
Yes.
All right, that's fucking dope. All right, so one-handed longsword makes 2 longsword attacks. If she has a short sword drawn, it makes a short sword attack. Okay, longsword attack at advantage. 15, 15. Whoops, wrong one. And then a short sword, 16. All 3 attacks will miss.
Snap.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Ping, ping. The other guy, they just fucking dueling like fucking Jedi as the opposing guy lifts his short sword up, parries the first blow, and then once again brings the 2 swords together, blocks the second and the third blow. That is her turn. The Red Man, Mr. Redman himself, Method Man and Redman, he will yeet into the air. His wings sprout from his back. You didn't see them before, but they spread out, big red leathery wings, and he cackles and he says some shit in Infernal.
All of us except Sonya can understand.
Yeah, so Sonya just hears like, and he's yelling at his dudes, who he tells them, "Get the shield, ignore the woman," and he will fly 60 feet up into the air.
Oh.
Friends, I believe he's trying to vomit at us.
Yeah, so he shoots 60 feet up. I'm gonna put this and say, can I do this? Fluffy Woo? 6. There you go. 60 feet up. All right. As he flies 60 feet up, he will look at you, Aphelion, and he will yeet 2 fire rays at you. Each hand glows red hot, and he just reaches his hand out. It's not like he's throwing like a fireball. He just reaches his hand out, and from the center of his palm, so first one against you.
Dude, he's fucking Iron Man.
Yeah. Dwank. A 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Dealing 6 fire damage. Rolled very poorly on that. Second attack is a crit. Dealing, there you go, 27 damage.
27.
Mega yikes.
Dude. Bruh.
Yikes.
That's his
It's
turn.
fire.
Aphelion.
Right. A little woozy. But I look to Glimmer and I'm like, I can do that thing too. And I'm gonna point here, with my shield hand. And let's see, I'm gonna do, like, I guess. Nope, that'll hit.
So are you more interested, who are you interested in hitting? Because I know the, depending on where you put it, if you do an aerial fireball, point within sight, you can try to tickle the Cambion.
Yeah, no, I would hit these 3, just take them out of the fight.
Okay.
R.I.P. horse.
Yeah. Yep.
Aw.
I mean, hey, it happens.
Oh.
All
He
its
has so much
hair
more
would get
mane to catch
singed
on fire
off.
now, yeah.
I mean, we have a theme to stick to.
So yeah, you see
God,
like the kind of the same
hair.
sparkly gold dust as Glimmer, except instead of, it covering them in gold dust, it just ignites and explodes
Mm-hmm.
into fireball.
Just napalm.
Now the save is working.
Correct. Okay, so yeah, you channel your energy into it, but you watch as the everybody watches as you hold the shield out like you're blocking it. You watch as a aura glows around it. It glows red hot, but none of you feel it. Then you swear that the mouth on this fiendish looking shield like opens up, and for a moment you see just kind of a black hole, and then from that black hole the fireball lances out, lands in the middle of these people. Yeah. The fairy fire
That
doesn't
doesn't
affect. Yeah, it doesn't affect.
Saves on that.
Doesn't affect saves. Okay.
It's a decently high save. Though.
Rhea is gonna get smashed in that as well, probably, right? Are you doing it far enough away?
I did it far enough. I did it here.
Got it. Ha! Perfect. So she's just gonna get her fucking eyebrows singed off. Very cool. All right. So group save for these guys. Dexterity DC. Dexterity save at DC. What? 21? Yeah.
Yep. And I shoot it, and I'm like, oh, I was trying to do the same thing as Glimmer, and then I see the fire explode out and just kind of go wide-eyed.
Yeah.
And look at Glimmer.
Like, ooh.
None of them save, so they take the full brunt of 33 fire damage.
The horse's mane is gone.
Bald horse.
Gone.
Yeah, the horse is gone.
There's just 4 hooves on the ground.
Sizzling. Oh
4 little
Jesus.
piles of glue.
Oh man, that's the image of the smoking hooves. Jesus, no, just smoking. No, just horseshoes, just fucking horseshoes on the ground. Just.
Oh.
It's like a car fire that's like
tires.
really hot.
Yeah.
Just the tires left.
Pour one out for Horsey. All right. So, nice. Do you have any bonus action that you'd like to do, Aphelion, as you kind of cough up some blood?
I mean, bonus actions that I have are not gonna help.
Okay, so at the end of your turn, you feel the shield rattle on your arm, as once again something strange happens. There is another kind of low pulse. You felt this pulse before in the other when you guys fought before, like the first time that you used this. So you feel this pulse, and almost like you can see this. There's just like a ripple along the ground, kind of like in one of those silent explosions. And I'm gonna have them. Oh, wow. Nice, nice, nice. What's the distance that you're at right now? No, never mind. It's not going to do it. Okay. Continue on. Spy's turn. Spy clambers up this hill to get some high ground, and he is going to take a pew-pew shot at the ones that he has advantage on. So he notices the one next to the horse, where the horse used to be. It's pretty fucking crispy. So with advantage, he's going to take out his hand crossbow, take a knee, and... Oh, no, he is actually he's gonna fucking... Definitely gonna attack the one next to Rhea, because he has sneak attack as a thing. That's cool. Alright, so hand crossbow at advantage here. Pew! A 22 to hit. Fucking threads the needle, nails the dude. Deals 7 piercing damage, but the best part about it is he will deal that 2d6 additional damage as well. Sick. 17 more damage. That thing, he is looking fucking hurt. That is his turn. Oh no, and then as a bonus action, he's going to dive into the bush and hide, because he has cunning action. Alright, Sonya. There's not much to do. They're crispy, dude. What are you going to do? You have haste, so you have increased movement.
Yes, I'm super fast, but I'm just gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go right here. Just go all 3 of them. Just be like, behold my beauty, and then the one that's been kind of hit, I'll give him the first set of a couple of attacks there.
So the one here is nearly dying. He's fucking on his back, more or less.
Yeah, he's gonna get twice.
Okay.
Because I have 2.
When you take the attack action, you can split your attacks as like you can.
Oh.
Yeah. When you
Okay,
take the
I'll
attack
put one into
action.
him. Yeah, one into him and then one into the guy on my left. So.
And you'll have advantage on this.
Yeah. Flailing.
Because the dude's lit. Alright, flail will hit.
Wait. Does Paladin get second attack at level 5? I can't remember.
He does.
Yeah.
So he
then
has
haste,
3
you have
attacks
3
right now.
attacks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So do one to him and then 2 to the other guy then. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so boop.
Alright, how do you kill him?
I think I'm running so fast, like I just kind of basically like trip him, and he just like ends up hitting his head like on the bush that he's like there's like a rock in the bush he's by.
Yeah, you hear the soft squish. Yeah, face first soft squish of flesh impacting on boulder.
Just
Oh,
like
God.
one single twig that just goes through his head.
Oh yeah, right through the head.
Bruh. And
Okay.
then the other guy will get the other 2.
Okay. The one standing right here. Okay, with advantage, it'll hit. First one nails him.
And then I assume the second one does too. So boop and boop.
Yeah, very good. 19 damage. How do you kill this one?
Oh God.
Just a,
That one would be more deliberate. Just like, I can't believe you made my friends kill that beautiful horse. I saw the way it was looking at me. And I just bludgeoned him.
yeah,
Made my friends do this.
one hit to the gut. He bends over, and then you just bring the flail up, and your beautiful face on that flail just slams him in his chin. As his jaw dislocates and he hits the ground, pool or blood starting to pool around him. All right, so that guy's dead. That one's dead. This other veteran, the last one, Crispy, his armor smoking, turns towards you, Sonya. Looks up at the Cambion, turns towards you. He's gonna just try to fucking book it past you, and his goal is to get to Aphelion. So, go this way. Okay, so give me that attack,
Try, bitch.
Yeah. Nope.
No. Oh, with it? No, he does not have advantage, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was out of the fairy fire, so.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Or he didn't get, he made the save on the fairy fire. So, he'll run up to you, Aphelion, and he is going to, as he runs, he says, "Give us the shield and we'll let you live." Is there any
I think you
response?
Quite, you quite underestimate this, or you overestimate your own abilities. Like, that's not how this situation's gonna go. Like, you're gonna die. I'm fine. Like, you know, I got the shield that has, you know, like the guy in it.
He says, "The hidden lord belongs with the knights of the shield," and he will swing one attack.
He's his own person. He
13 to
doesn't
miss. A 22 to hit you on this one.
Ow! What the fuck?
So 6
Mega
slashing
hits, bro.
damage, and then offhand short sword attack. 15 will miss. So you're hanging in there.
It's
But
clobbering time.
Eclipsis, you watch as Aphelion stumbles backwards, blood drawn. He's looking haggard. What are you gonna
I'm
do?
dumb. I forgot I had a thing that I could use bonus action wise. I'm dumb.
How's
It's
that
good to do.
horse looking?
It looks like dirt. Nice. Shit's gone.
I made it into the
Okay,
path.
I'm enjoying the real-time artwork very much.
Very nice.
Shit's on fire, yo.
I have found my new column, guys.
Like actually, at a glance, I didn't even see. If I'm looking elsewhere on
That's
the
pretty,
map, it is
yeah, that's
gone.
actually pretty impressive. Yeah.
I have found my column. When I'm struggling to stay awake.
All right, just doodle.
I will-
Just do the combat.
All right, Eclipsis.
I'm the new jester, except instead of drawing in the notebook, I'm drawing on roll 20.
It's slightly fewer dicks, maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
To be determined.
What are you
I
gonna
was
do
actually
for?
thinking about
What are you gonna do?
what
You see the
wants
veteran.
to do.
You see the veteran here, standing close. He just swung and hit Aphelion. The red boy is way up in the air, flying high above you, 60 feet in the air, and yeah.
I will. I can do my. What's? Hold on. I have this twinning thing.
Mhm.
Within range, and that guy's 60 feet up.
Correctamundo.
That's definitely not within range. I have higher level spells though. Okay.
Yeah, it's always in range. Magic missile.
I am going to how bad's Philion looking?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad, right?
You got fucking trucked by those by the
Like
Fire
on a
rays.
scale of
Yeah.
1 to 9, I'm at about a 1.
yeah.
Okay.
He's
I
running on
will-
low.
I will throw I'll throw a witch bolt at that boy that's touching Ophelia.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits, and it's a crit.
Fucking toasted.
But I wanted to cast it up.
You
Why
can
did
when
it
you
not-
click Witch Bolt, it'll ask you what level you
Oh,
want to cast.
got it. That's when it
Mhm.
asks. Okay. I was like, why isn't it letting me?
Which is always interesting. I mean, so I know you wanted to cast it up, but it's really funny because like roll 20, same thing with like it's like it's like the equivalent of whatchamacallit, like a smite, where you're just like, well, I guess I crit, so level
Everything.
5 smite.
Oh wait. I mean, if
Yeah.
I crit, I guess I don't need to cast it up.
No,
Well, I was
you
planning on
said no.
casting
You.
it
That's
up.
what I'm saying is that you've
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta
you were
call it
you
out
have to follow
beforehand
through if
for
you were
that
gonna
clear.
plan on doing
Although-
it.
Paladins can crit fish, right? Or right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
call
paladins
it out
do
after you
get to
attack.
decide after.
After,
they've crit
right?
whether
I remember
or not
that
they
being
get
the
Yeah.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
do I need to announce that before? Because I thought I was gonna click it.
No,
and
I
then
mean I
it
know what your
would
intention.
tell
You
me
wanted to
when
upcast it, so
Yeah.
you usually won't for spells. You announce
I
it beforehand.
promise I was planning on upcasting it.
Yeah,
At level
no, I know.
was gonna cast it at level 3, but I was gonna cast it at level.
Okay, so do it at 2.
Because it does
Snap his ass.
1d12.
Given the business.
Okay, so now you're concentrating on this, by the way.
That's unfortunate.
I mean,
That's fine.
it is what it is. So concentration, radioactive. So you're concentrating as what does your witch bolt look like again? Because it connects and sticks to the guy. Like it's just like. Zzz, 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 zzz.
I mean, it's just it's beam of crackling blue energy. That's quite literally what it says. So I mean, I'm just. Can I have it? I want to.
You can draw something.
I'm just like looking, and it's got. I could draw something. Okay. So, it's this crackly blue arc, but it's like a purpley bluey that I can't select. Maybe like this one. And he goes. Nope.
There you go. Very
and
good.
Then my hair is going. Oh, I can't draw on me.
There you go. We can see it.
My hair is looking like one of those. You know when
Your
someone
purple saiyan?
puts their hand on
Oh, the Tesla coils.
thing and he gets static.
I thought you were just gonna say you're gonna look like a troll, like a troll doll.
No, it looks
Same
like it's moving with like static electricity type of stuff, but then like little sparks coming out.
Okay, awesome. So that nearly takes him to his knees as he stands up, gritting his teeth, staring at Aphelion. Hamon.
Yeah, sorry, the guy's still 60. The other one's still 60 feet up, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
he's 60 feet
triangularly-
directly up from where he was on the
He's-
cart, so that is, trigonometry distance.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, so it's probably around 80, 90 feet.
Mhm.
Okay. Spicy. Okay, so I think it's in range. Let me double check. Oh. Yeah. Oh, he's definitely in range. I'm gonna point up at him. It's like, why do all the demons want his shield? He must die. And then I'm going to. Demons. I just shoot you a little dirty look. I'm like, we'll discuss. We're gonna have to have a discussion about the shield later on. It did something. And then I fire off a level 2, second level magic missile.
Yep. Bong.
1.
Very nice.
Shit, I just closed it. All right, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
Okay, 17 damage of magical pokers flying from me up to him.
Yep. And I just love the image of them just kind of like as you're casting and deciding on like what the spell's level is going to be. It's just kind of like they just show up like as it's just basically like charging a fucking gun, right? It's like zoop,
Oh, I
zoop,
kind
zoop,
of
zoop.
imagine like they're like hovering over my head, kind of.
Yep.
Like in like an arch, and then they just go like one by like choo 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 choo, like fire off one by one. Once
Yeah.
I fire 'em.
The homing crystal mass, or not the homing crystal mass, the other homing crystal spell from
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that, except with fiery iron pokers.
Yep.
Basically, and then
Yeah, they thud into him.
systematic-
The force damage thud like knocks him back. You see him take his wings flap to right himself. Yeah, that hurt him.
All right, he's still looking okay then.
Yeah,
'Cause
shakes it
that's-
off.
Yeah, okay. You will die before me, devil, and then I will have Churro. Okay, seeing the shield, Churro's jump up onto the cart behind Felion and give him a little snoot boot and give him advantage.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Actually, I had a question about that because that seems really, really, really strong. If I can just do that as a free.
No,
advantage.
you need. So what you need. So what we'll
it's
probably be
something
doing
else.
is actually,
Uh-huh.
like you would have to have Churro, go and be next to the target. Like if that person is going to be doing an action, say like your familiar can help somebody with like, I don't know, picking a lock or a strength check. Like they can do the help action that way. However, if it's against a target, like attacking something, the familiar needs to be like harrying the target or like distracting the target in some way. So like nipping
That
at
makes
his
sense.
heels or like pulling on his fucking boot or something like that.
Such a cute image. I love it. Although, in this case, is there any way to use the help action on a defensive end? Because I know he's injured. I don't know. I honestly don't know how that works.
Not really.
No. Okay, he's just gonna look. He's gonna look mean. I'll try to distract.
Let him be my meat shield and give me one.
Yeah, he's
One
a
attack.
little. He's a little piggy underneath your feet, doing a little, like hopping side to side, looking around, looking all mean. That's what he's doing.
All
Just
right.
tiny little boxing gloves on.
Glimmer.
Is there any sort of like lantern or non-magical flame like in the cart or
Yeah.
nearby?
There's a
All
lantern
the
on
hay
either
is on
side. Yeah,
fire.
there's one. Yeah, the ground's on fire, lit.
Well, over there.
Yes, but next to the cart, just like typically how a cart has like a lantern on either side, like the headlights basically of where the rider would sit. So yeah, there's a lantern just right to the left of you.
Is it lit? You said.
Yeah,
It's
low.
lit.
Okay.
It's lit. It's low. I mean, a low flame in it right now. It's not turned up.
All right. So I will reach forward, grab the lantern, pinch it out with my fingers. As I like spread my fingers through the air, a very thick smoke cloud comes out and use pyrotechnics. Keep your head down.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, nice. Heavily obscured. Very good. That'll help you out a lot. So, smoke on the ground. You do not need to draw the smoke, Derpy. I can do that.
I was like, I already used the gray and the dark gray for the rocks.
You're running out.
20 foot radius from there?
And my
Yeah,
palette
dude.
is
Remember how big
very...
it was in that tiny little room before?
Yeah, that thing is fucking thick.
Do we have any black blocks or dark shades of gray?
There you
Oh,
go.
now you can see my lightning in the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that was
It's just
supposed to
divinity
be
electrified
like
No, one more,
the
huh?
skull, the
Yep,
skull
another-
face,
another
and I
10 feet.
fucked up halfway
There
through.
you go.
Another
Like,
side.
No, that's it.
It's pretty good.
It's 20-foot radius, so that'd be 40 feet across.
Well, you're going from the center. I'm going from edge to edge. That's 20. If you do it by line. Yeah, it's Gucci.
You go from corner.
And it's centered there. Okay, cool. Alright, any other action?
Yeah, and I'll call it to wherever Aphelion
It's
was.
40 feet.
And it's don't miss. Bardic inspiration.
Okay. Billy got that bardic
Man, everybody's
inspiration.
stacking up on me when I'd planned on bitching out this round.
Not that one. Bardic.
Alright.
Alrighty. So up next is Rhea. She stumbles around in the fog, trying to fucking see where the hell she's gonna be going. So heavily obscured equals what? Let's see. Blind?
Blinded, yeah.
Heavily darkness of night, fog, creatures are effectively blinded. Yes, and stuff needs sight, or it'd be at disadvantage to hit things in there.
Guys,
She-
it's thick black smoke.
Yeah, I understand.
No.
So she'll step forward. I mean, it's not that hard. She'll just do a quick perception check to make sure that she's able to find her way through at normal. 20, perfect. Okay, so she squints her eyes against the fog, against the black smoke, and rushes into it, swinging wildly at the guy in front of her. So this guy is not lit, so this will just be at disadvantage. Boom. Boom. A 15. Those two miss. Ay, ay, ay. And the short sword attack, a 7. All three miss. Poing, pong, pong. Just ducking out of the way, freaking out. That's all she can do. So, the Cambion can't see fucking shit, as this is heavily obscured.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah. So he'll just swear, and he is going to... Yeah, blinded. To be able to see your target. Yeah, that's such a, because that totally I think for a melee attack, if you're blinded, you can swing wildly and it would be a disadvantage, but if you're, fucking taking a shot from fucking however the far away with, a crossbow or, a ranged thing, just being like, I don't know where it is, and just fucking yeeting that shit. Stupid.
What I would do is I would roll at disadvantage and then just roll at everybody that is within it, roll a D whatever for however many people are in
I
there.
like that. Let's go. Alright. So, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in there. Starting from the bottom, Hamon is 1, and then Flips is 2. Felion.
Because the
Oh yeah, Churro. So 1, 2, yeah.
Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Churro is 3, Aphelion 4, Glimmer 5, Bad Guy 6, Rhea 7. So, the Cambion just swears and just like, motherfucker! And 2 fire rays. First one, so it's going to be a disadvantage. Swoop, a 19. And then second one, swoop, a 25. So that definitely,
Seriously?
yeah, those definitely all will hit everybody in there.
Seriously.
19 will miss me.
Yeah, so let's see who it hits. D7. First one is a 3. Churro just gets
Churro.
I knew.
Oh,
I
smell
was
of
like,
bacon.
I was like, if I mention Churro, that means I have more of a chance of surviving.
Jesus
but that
fucking
also
Christ.
guaranteed Churro will get hit.
Bacon
Hamon just,
Familiar
yeah,
tradition.
Hamon just smells bacon through the cloud. Churro,
The other thing
Churro,
is, I would like to point out,
where are you, my little pig?
I would like to point out that Scuzz was going to say, "Oh fuck, I can't see anyone," and Destroy went and had.
No, this is more. This is more. This makes more sense. It's just firing blindly into the thing where he knows the bad guys are.
Here so we win. I'm here so things are fair.
Yeah. I'm actually
And
trying to.
Churro
What the
jumps
fuck
up
is this
madly in
roll?
front,
I'm
just, like,
confused.
does the whole bodyguard
Well,
dive in
I'm
front
more
of you?
thinking of the specific
Both.
spell because you literally said you have to be able to see.
Oh, because that was a crit on the first one. Okay, so ignore that. It was a 14. That definitely blows Churros up. Yeah, Churros just flips this and Fellow and Glimmer just smell a brief moment of bacon, and then it's gone. All right. Second one is going to be another D7 to see who that hits. If it's a 3 again, it still will hit where Churro was. A Flipsis will get a fire ray, 8 fire damage. But being I believe being a tiefling gives you resistance to fire damage, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you take 4 damage. It just kind of washes over you. Okay, Felion.
Okay. So Churro's no longer helping me.
No.
Oh, he's toast.
Yeah, he's
I
dead.
do have. What
No,
can
he's
I
bacon.
use the bardic inspiration on?
Attack, saving throw, and ability checks.
Okay, I can't use it to heal myself with like add to a heal. I'm going to touch myself in the chest to start.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Use
Go
second
on.
wind, so that's gonna be.
Oh, nice. Grit your teeth. Give yourself the good old Kylo Ren side punch.
Okay, puts my health up a little bit, and then I'm gonna use my action to use healing hands and heal myself for another 5.
There you go.
Just touch yourself.
There you go,
like,
yeah.
all day.
If you are healing handsing, you might be able to with that new.
If a creature has bardic inspiration die, yeah, from the alternative thing, can roll that die and add the number roll to 1 damage or healing roll to spell. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Oh wow. Okay. Although neither of those are spells, they're both abilities. But yeah, but you said you'll allow it.
You know
I'll
what?
allow it.
Teenage boy touching himself.
I mean, you're using it on something, so it's fine. Nice.
Nice.
Six,
I'm
six.
suddenly in much better
Shape, yeah.
much better straits.
All right.
But that is my whole turn.
Yeah. So let's see if your boy Phallistar can actually do anything here. So he's gonna, as he's stealth, he's gonna fucking slide down this little hill that he has right here. Go into the fog. He bumps into the horse, moves his way around said horse, and with disadvantage, he is going to try to stab this dude in the back with his short sword. Melee attack. Hiya! An 8. Second melee attack. Oh, that was neutral, but it still doesn't matter because he had. And then he's out of advantage. 14, both miss. Unfortunate. This dude's armor is just too good. Sonya. He
Well,
just
since
dives into the horse and hides again.
Since he's still sticking around up there, I'm just gonna chuck a couple javelins up at him because that's what I have I can reach.
Come down here and fight like a man, bitch.
Come down and fight, you damn bird coward.
Nailed him. Holy fuck.
Wait, he's 60 feet up though.
Oh, unfortunately,
Yeah,
yes. Nope. So that one
I got
flies.
another one,
It just yeets past him. Second
It's
one.
neutral
Oh,
because he's fairy fired.
oh, but
Very
wait.
fired, you're right.
Yeah, it is neutral.
That's 25 hits.
That 25 will hit. Also,
Right.
I think you also have Bardic Inspiration, so you might want to roll that on your second one.
Yeah, I'll do that for the second one.
Okay.
Dude, bards are OP.
D8.
me
Okay,
with that
now the
22.
second, yeah, so the second one will hit. So let's roll damage for both of those.
Get down there, you jabroni!
I think technically you still eat a third one too.
And
right?
a hasted attack action.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, give him another one.
You're just like just chucking these things.
That would look like a porcupine.
You look like a Sam site shooting javelins.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking anti-air.
Katyusha Sanya, yeah.
Jesus
I like
Christ.
to imagine he didn't throw them individually. He took all three and threw them.
Just yeet.
I would also like to smite with one of those, so second level.
Can you do that? I think it needs to be.
I think it has to be a melee.
I think it has to be a
Does it?
melee.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
shame.
this is where it gets confusing because it doesn't work with a bow for sure, but a thrown weapon kind of like. Oh no, it does specifically say melee, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a weapon.
Oh, well,
Okay,
never
yeah.
mind. Then
So
I
you
will
can
not.
use javelin, but you have to poke them.
I do like the idea of a nerfed smite for ranged, like a ranger subclass for, paladin.
Yeah, that'd be
Where it's
funny.
like you can smite with a ranged weapon, but it's a weaker smite.
Oh yeah, this would be a melee weapon attack. Yep, never mind. I'll just keep shaking my fist at him then.
Okay, you see all three javelins thud into him once again. Wings flap to keep him up in the air. He grimaces as he pulls all three of them out and just throws them down just drops them down 60 feet. They clatter on the ground.
I'm not gonna run into the cloud. I'll just kind of, with my arms out to the side, be like, bro, why you gotta be cowarding, bro?
Come at me, Borowski.
Yeah,
all
just
right.
give him the come at me, bro. T-pose.
T-pose.
Yeah, dude. Just the Dark Souls, like welcome or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Come at me. All right. The veteran inside, he is not happy that he's getting fried by a lightning bolt. I think there's a dick at the end of that lightning bolt, or at least it looks like it.
Coincidence.
Lightning dick.
Lightning dick bolt.
Hey, if you want to see a dick, I'll see a
That's a
dick.
coincidence at all.
So, at disadvantage, he's gonna swing a longsword one-handed twice at Aphelion. An 18 will miss. A 8 will miss. Short sword. A critical miss as he stabs and sticks it into the cart. He's stuck there, so whoever attacks him next will have advantage. It'll just be neutral. Flipsis, you can just use your action to continue the shock.
I use my action to continue the shock.
All right, so make sure you don't have to roll to hit him again, but you can just click the spell again so you can click it at the second level because it can just click the spell again from your spell sheet.
Is it still a crit?
No, you re-roll damage each turn, but it's just an auto. It's connected, so it's an auto hit. So yeah, once again, click it, cast it at level 2. Give me that damage. Oh my gosh, unfortunate roll on that. Oof.
Man.
Yeah.
It's a dick
I
tickle.
am-
So it crackles and you hear it almost like ozone. Oh, it's like a volcano, you know? Like you guys are all in this like inky kind of dark obscured cloud, the smoke billowing out, and suddenly there's just like just a flash of lightning going through there. Oh my god, the dude is literally on his knees trying to pry the sword out of the cart. Hamon, what do you do?
Question: am I in the cloud here? Can I?
Your
tell
ass
my-
is out of the cloud, yeah. You could turn
Okay.
your head around and you're like, oh look, it's clear.
Okay. Yes. In that case, I'm going to take a step back.
Hey Nate,
how
welcome.
high is
Sorry I
this
didn't say hi earlier.
smoke cloud? Is it a dome?
20, yeah, it's a dome. It's just a 20-foot radius cloud.
Okay. Would I be able to see the devil from
Yeah,
here?
you can.
Okay. So I'll take a step back, basically until I can see him, and I'm gonna go ahead and charge up a good old classic firebolt and throw it at him
Okay. Zoom.
for
Hit.
19. So that's 7.
Give
which
me
I
a
assume is
second
gonna
roll.
be
You have advantage. Do a fairy fire.
Okay.
Quick note. The
Well-
second level, the extra 1d12 is only for the initial.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Also, when do cantrips get their next damage boost?
Should have been level 5.
Is
Yeah,
it?
level
Then I
5.
didn't update that, so I need to roll damage one more time.
Well, no, what I meant is roll the firebolt again because you could crit it. You
I
rolled
did. I rolled 18.
Yeah, but he
Oh.
should have more
You rolled
damage.
18, you rolled 18 damage.
What the
Oh.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 9s.
Oh, it is updated. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just assumed that was the roll.
Firebolt again. 22. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Click the. Let's just go with the 22. Click that one.
Yeah.
That's the one that hit. 17.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right, 17 fire damage. So
that
you
is,
so you watch as the firebolt lances out, strikes him in his armor, and you see he grins, and then you watch as it actually looks down and there's actually a hole through his armor and through his flesh.
Oh
That did full damage to him.
That's the first time you've tasted flame, isn't it, devil? That's what you get for killing my pig.
He grits his teeth. Okay.
Yeah, my turn.
Glimmer.
Actually, sorry, I'm going to step back into the.
Yeah, fuck you! Back into the cloud.
Wow,
That's
very
okay,
brave.
that's okay.
Very brave.
All right.
Like flipping the double bird and then just like going around the corner.
No, disappears back into hedge. Glimmer, what are you gonna do? This guy is barely hanging on in front of you.
I'm gonna take one step this way,
Mhm.
like reach out to like touch him on the shoulder, like over here, and like clap my hands in front of his face, and I'm going to thunderclap.
Okay. Bonk. Yeah, and you're just like slapping on both sides of the head. Thump. DC. I think is that your? I thought your DC was higher than that.
DC 16 now.
Oh, it is. Okay. Sick. Con save. Is kind of constitutional. Is that normal? But he fails it. All right, you clap too hard and you kill him. What does that look like?
I try to clap in front of him, but I just like clap on both sides
Yeah.
of the cheeks on his face. Just like
Clap them cheeks.
see like
Death.
blood trickle out the eardrums.
Yeah, it's just like his eyes roll back in his head, and as his hand falls from the sword stuck in the side of the wagon, he just lets out a low moan, like, oh, as yes, blood pours from his ears, and he just hits the ground, his nose bleeding as well. All right, any bonus action that you'd like?
I'm good.
Okay, Rhea, hearing the thunderclap that just happened, she's gonna spin around and step out of the cloud. She sheaths her weapons and just pulls that fucking heavy crossbow off of her back. Takes aim with advantage at the Cambion floating in the air. Twang, a 22 to hit. She finally does something. Thump, thuds into him once again. Swears. Hear him curse in Infernal. Okay, on his turn. You watch as he hears that thunderclap and he hears the moan. He once again curses, "Motherfucker, useless." He will use his entire turn to move and move as he flies 120 feet away. Foomp, disappears
Oh, nerd.
off the map. You're out of combat.
Aw.
Shit.
Right. Good work, guys.
Yeah, you can't see shit. There's just like,
Hang on, it goes away in like 50 seconds. Hang on.
yeah, just disappears.
just all stand around with our arms crossed for the next minute.
The smoke recedes back into the lamp.
Right, that went well. Ow. First of all. Fuck.
Yeah, you
Second
got
of all.
bonked.
Yeah,
Third,
no.
third of all, poor churro. He has been fried.
Fried.
Yeah, I
That
was
smell is?
I was pretty fried too.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
weird
so-
mix. There's a weird mix of like of fried pig, but also then combined with like the smell of like ozone from like Eclipsis' spell wearing off, as well as just general smokiness in the air as well.
Okay,
Also
so
getting
why?
Horse?
Oh,
Someone
the
cooking
horse.
bacon? Padre, did you make breakfast?
Sonia, please. You're
Right,
actually,
you
I look at you. I wait. I'm counting it down, and I point at you, and you fall over. Because haste falls off.
Oh.
I'm timing it, waiting for it.
Yeah, you're all cocky, just like you're getting jelly legs.
No, would you like to say that again about my pig? It's okay. I can bring him back. It's not a big deal. But why why is there a devil with the people after the shield? Isn't this do we have any? Actually, did we have any information of why there'd be devastation this? Other than the fact that there's a cult after it? I didn't think it was devil cold though.
We didn't know, but now we do.
Do you think it would be dangerous to bring the shield with us when we go to the hills?
I mean, they'll probably want it.
Probably, but also, you know, it'll help us when we go to the hills, because...
Yeah, I do want to talk to you about that. That was a neat trick you did with the shield. Didn't know we could do that thing.
I didn't know either.
That's something.
It just
I had
just
a
sort of
feeling.
decided to just to vomit all over the.
No, I did it, but like I didn't know I could exactly what I was doing. If that makes sense, I just knew it was like, oh yeah, I can do something, you know, offensive against them.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
Churro's
Well,
definitely
curious
chicharrones right
combination,
now.
I'll tell you that much. Keep an eye on you.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spell emanating from the shield had a feeling like, yeah, it just called to you, Aphelion. It wasn't like you were, I don't know, it's like you're trying to maybe do something else, but then it did just kind of like take on a mind of its own, and you just all of a sudden understood what it could do, just launched that shit.
Oh, no,
Did
like
these-
straight up, I was trying to cast Fairy Fire too.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into
I was
fire.
like, that's golden glowy. I think I can do something golden glowy too, and then glowy fireball.
Did the shield speak to you before? Did it sting? Did it
Not
tell you?
directly. Like, wasn't like, you know, talking in my head. Just kind of
Curious.
non-verbal communication, but not telepathic communication. But also telepathic communication. Just not verbal.
Yes, this is not unsettling in the least. Okay, it's good to know that we have this on our side that can help us, but makes me a
Don't
bit
worry, I'm
nervous.
still fully in control. For now.
We'll see.
Yes, for now. Okay, so let's take a look at maybe find some more information on the bodies of the people we killed. Yes, and I'll
If
just
there's
start
anything
walking.
left.
Yeah, I'll go through the mangled remains of the bush stick impaled dude and jaw knocked off dude and all the other stuff. So.
Yeah, they're all pretty, they're not like, they were crispied, but the crispy part didn't kill them, so they're like still like in one piece, aside from where the battle damage is from, you know, blows from Sonya and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking for any maybe scraps of paper, letters, information, and I guess anything valuable. Well,
Yeah, does it have any books?
yeah, look for the
The
books.
other nerds like the books.
There's no books on them, unfortunately. However, you do notice that all of them, their armor has their armor all has the symbol of the Huns engraved on it in some point. They themselves, the Huns.
That was the noble family, right?
Yes, it is.
That was the
Yeah.
they were the keepers or whatever.
Yeah, Hhune.
So now we know they're after the shield, which we kind of assumed they would be. I didn't think they'd come out this far, though. But also we got, you know, the general idea now that they are also consorting with devils.
It does seem to be a recurring theme with everything we are doing these days.
I think it just might be a noble thing. Like, I'm starting to think, like, nobles and devils.
Hamon's eyes stare off to the distance, and you start hearing the USSR national anthem playing in the background.
We must destroy capitalism.
Yeah. I do think we have further business to do. We need to keep an eye out for any of these vagabonds if they try to take the shield from you and it cost us so.
Sorry, just on the fucking communist theme again. I just see like the imagery of Hamon looking off like to the right. And
Oh,
then
like the
behind him, like
posters?
behind him, faded out, looking up and to the left is Boris, and then the communist flag in the background waving.
The
Yeah.
recurring themes of arson and communism continue
Yep.
for every campaign.
Huh.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't have any cloacas in this one.
No.
Maybe this is a good change of pace.
So
Wait. Do we know what tieflings have cloaca?
tieflings have normal bits.
Okay.
So as the dust settles here and you've looted the bodies, I mean they just have what they had on them: long swords, long sword and a short sword, and some heavy crossbows with heavy crossbow bolts. Rhea takes some of the bolts that are still surviving and will fill her supply. Sonya, you're very easily able to find the 3 javelins that you hooked at that cambion.
Excellent. Because
But I have
crossbows are for
time.
weaklings. You should only throw weapons. You throw arms.
Yeah, this cart's gone. Foomp.
Could I have a
Mechanical
moment
advantages
to,
for
like,
nerds.
set these bodies on fire or dismember them?
Yeah,
What?
absolutely. Yeah, so Ellipsis just kind of...
Let's take a
That's-
little bit of a
that's-
rest. Maybe have
I will
have some
be
food.
Yeah,
If you burn them, I'll help you with it. If you dismember them, I'm going to look away.
yeah, so...
Well, I might dismember and burn them.
Yeah, I'll help with the second part of it.
So, Fallister, the guy who's taking you to Candlekeep, he nods. He says, "Yeah, this might be a good place to take a nice lunch break, get a breather after that." He looks to you, Aphelion. You took some hits there. That's no lie. So, I would definitely think that a quick moment of respite might be worth it. I'll keep a lookout. He scrambles up the little hill to kind of a high spot, keeps an eye on the road. Rhea grabs some of these bodies, piles them up with you, Flipsis, and will help in whatever you need to do, whether it be burning them or whatever you want to do.
Thanks.
Yeah, you could do that. I'm going to actually take some time with my book.
Okay.
Nerd.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
an
because
hour
I'm
passes.
by that, yeah.
An hour passes. You can, Aphelion, you can also add the Song of Rest from Glimmer.
It's
Oh.
D8 now, I believe.
Yeah, ups with the level.
No, 1d8 at 9th level.
It's fine. Well, you can keep the 3.
That
Long as-
very disappointingly only puts me up to
43 or 44.
43 out of 44.
Very nice.
Not using another hit dice though
No.
for 1 health.
So
That is the-
the hour passes uneventfully as the Cambion does not seem to return. No further traffic is on this road, and you guys pick it up, get your horse kind of settled again, get everything back into the cart, and head down the road further south. I'll take you guys to the main like big map. There you go. So it's a few days journey from Baldur's Gate, where you just encountered these homies, was like right outside the bridge that goes over the Chonathar River. So
Oh, cool.
for 4 days you guys travel uneventfully along the coastway. Over the past 4 days, the weather along the coastway it's gradually worsened. You see that dark clouds begin to release heavy rain until the road runs thick with mud, yet you trudge on, passing by friendly merchant caravans heading north to Baldur's Gate. On the morning of the 5th day, the rain subsides, but the dark clouds remain. Ahead of you, you see a path branch from the wider road, heading towards the sea. There's a raven perching solemnly on the leaning post, bearing 2 signs that point like arms toward the west. One says, "The Way of the Lion," the other says, "Candlekeep."
Right, Way of the Lion. That's where we're headed.
Fallister shakes his head and he says, "No, we're going to Candlekeep. Come on."
It was a joke.
I don't, I'm sorry. Your version of common's not my primary language, but I understand. So,
Obviously
Yes,
you don't. You
sounds
didn't
like
laugh.
so
No
by
worries.
mid-afternoon,
We'll work on your. We'll work on your sense of humor, Alistair.
by mid-afternoon, you guys make your way to Candlekeep, and you can see it in the distance. The afternoon sun shines through the clouds to illuminate the gray walls and pale spires of a time-worn fortress that stands majestically atop a rocky promontory overlooking the sea. The trail leads straight towards it. So, let's give you that quick little image because it's pretty fucking cool.
You saying "Over the Sea" there just reminded me. My brother was telling me there's a heavy metal cover of "Under the Sea," sung by the lead singer of Dragon Force.
Wow.
Would
Surprise.
watch.
So this is what you see.
Find that.
This is some Dark Souls shit.
I love
Dude,
it.
it's fucking Anor Londo. Like,
It actually, it reminds me of Anor Londo, but also reminds me of Dark Souls 3, the keep that you like climb to the top of,
That huge castle.
with the library in it and all that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
yep,
Lothric.
Huge.
Lothric. That's the one.
Mhm.
I think that's actually what I was thinking of.
Lothric.
More than Anor Londo for sure.
Shit, that makes me want to play Dark Souls 3 again.
Oh, that reminds me. We have to get back to that.
So, as you guys approach the gatehouse in front, you're greeted by 3 monks in purple robes. One of them a human, one of them a shield dwarf, and then a sun elf. Around their necks hang the holy symbols of Denir, the god of writing, whose symbol is a lit candle above an open eye. The elf approaches you and bows. "Welcome to Candlekeep," he says. "A gift is required from those seeking admittance. You must donate a book or a scroll that isn't already in the library's archives. Please, present your gift for inspection." So,
I push Fallister forward.
Our friend here has.
We offer him his tribute.
they laugh and they bow. They laugh and bow their head and they say, "Welcome back, Fallister. Do you bring a book from Little Calmshit or Little Calmshit? Calmshit. Calm your shit."
Please, I am very calm right now.
Yeah. Fallister nods and he says, "Yes." And he reaches into his bag, and for the first time, you didn't see what book he got because he just kind of like ran in and came out. He produces a book of Kalashite recipes.
Nice.
And he says, "This is from my homeland, far to the south." And he kind of looks over to you, Hamon, and he says, "Maybe you may recognize some of these recipes. I'm pretty sure some of the Amish have, some of those in Am have taken a craving to some of these." Yeah, the Amish.
I can't get over it.
It's so good.
Oh. No, I just can't
It's
do it.
almost on brand too. It's almost on brand. It's so close.
It is.
And he the priest smiles and says, "This will do. Please, welcome to Candlekeep." And with that, the doors grind open, and they
We're
back
going
up.
to a library as an arson-happy fire party.
They bow their heads and motion for you and your carriage to enter. So, you move forward, and you find yourselves within Candlekeep's walls. The high... Yeah?
As we're going forward, can I, like, look over to Fallister or even one of, like, the gatekeepers and ask them, like what constitutes a book you don't have? Could someone just, like, self-publish a book? And, like, oh, look, you don't have this one. Like...
The priest looks to you as they're kind of walking alongside you now into the city and says... Or into the castle, into Candlekeep, and says, "If it is indeed a book that contains valuable knowledge, then yes, we will take it." Somebody tried to offer a picture book to us. That unfortunately does not count.
Right, so is it non-fiction only here?
Yeah, what if it's like a fanfic?
No, that's
what about?
Yeah, I was just missing the dicks.
Do you guys have the book How Not to Be a Fucking Nerd?
And we're kicked out.
Gates closed.
No, I'm just saying with like a totally like serious face, be like, "No, really, do you have that book?"
They look to you and they nod, and the dwarf chuckles and says, "Well, why yes, son, we do have that book. It is maybe not by that title that you decide to use there, but we have multiple volumes on chivalry and heroism, of story of the great heroes of Faerun and the Sword Coast. You're more than welcome to peruse the library, and if you want, I can direct you to the area that has those novels, those tomes."
Do you have the one about the beautiful lady and the like beast man?
Maybe. There are fables here that are contained within these walls.
I think someone like Sonya here just got fucked over in that one.
Sonya, he looks to you and he just says, if you want to, please come and find me. I'll be able to direct you to the area where these books are.
Yeah, okay, I'll get around to that.
Wait. So you said that someone tried to offer coloring books and that doesn't work?
It was a picture book.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I was
color.
about to ask. Yeah, like, could there be coloring books?
Trust hours of endless entertainment.
No, I mean, so like you could, if it was a picture book, meaning just kind of like a children's book, nothing belittling to it, but this is a place of like knowledge and learning. If it was a picture book of like anatomical studies or plants, animals, things like that, then that would be accepted. However, usually it should be, and nonfiction is fine as well, as long as it is of a importance. not just. Fanfic may not.
So, like,
May not.
Fables,
Next
for
time we
example.
come back here, I'm bringing a Sonic fanfic.
Yeah, we're all having our own OCs and stuff.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, like,
This is Dungeons and Dragons, Corey.
shit.
Oh, also since we're talking
We're
about
playing it on
books and
Roll20.
shit, I assume over the 4 days of travel I could have finished reading or studying the spells to add
Yes.
fireball to my thing.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I did the cost already for it. It's just
Perfect.
time left.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a bumpy thing, and during that rainstorm, you had to find some way to cover yourself and keep your spellbook dry, but you were able to transcribe from the flesh-bound book from
That's fine.
that woman to be able to get
Flennis.
now Firebolt. Yeah, Flennis. Flennis. Be able to get that spell Fireball into your spellbook, and as soon as
I
that
was
last...
inspired by the shield.
Yeah.
Vomit.
And as soon as that last line of ink is dry, just kind of have that like moment of your spell book giving that little like feeling of learning of how containing one more spell, and your knowledge is now yours. So the as you guys roll up, the priests direct you to a low, smaller building that is within this main kind of you could call it the main courtyard here in Candlekeep. And he says, you're more than welcome during your stay here to stay at the Hearth. That is our local inn and pub. And so he just directs you in that direction. Ballister looks up and he says, I'm gonna go and let Silvira know that you're here. She should be able to see you this evening, if that is okay.
The sooner the better, I think. But
Excellent.
it's probably prudent for us to at least get rooms and lodging in case we need to spend the night. We can clean up from the travels and then meet with the Salvira afterwards.
I don't know about you guys, but I need a nap.
That too, I suppose.
Yeah,
No league for us to man.
Yeah.
But thank you for
I
offering.
can't get good sleep in a car. It just doesn't work for me. I gotta be in, solid ground.
You gotta get one of these neck pillows.
the traveling neck pillows. Nice.
And
It doesn't work for me. I gotta be in a bed, maybe on a couch. Sometimes on the floor, just not in something moving,
I suppose.
So you guys make your way into the Hearth, and into here you see the pub with a low ceiling is supported by massive wooden crossbeams and narrow shuttered windows. There's a large fire pit in the middle of the room, surrounded by half a dozen tables and matching benches. You see multiple more of these purple-robed priests here, but the thing that you notice as you arrive is somebody look up from a book in the corner, and you see a 15-foot tall, hulking beast of a humanoid-looking individual.
Is
Big
it hard
nerd.
nod?
Waves at you and says, "Oh, hello. New visitor to Candlekeep. It's nice to meet you." And you notice that as your eyes adjust to the kind of darker interior here, you notice that it is an ogre sitting there in the corner, wearing what looks to be a headband, and he is reading a book that you can see titled The Sum of Theology.
oh shit.
Dude's fucking red.
So we're going to take a break there, and we'll pick up with you guys after you're talking to this ogre, having a quick rest, and then going and talk to Silvira in the evening. So grab more snacks, grab more drinks, we'll be right back.
Will do.
All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate it. 10 minutes, and we're going to be right back. I need to bring up this little timer thing really quick. That thing is fucking huge. That is not what I wanted. But yeah, we want to, if you did enjoy the stream, we do play D&D Tuesday nights, as well as play Thursday nights as well, however, on a different channel. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys go get a break, go take a break, go to the bathroom, come back. 10 minutes max. I'll probably return a little bit earlier than that. And yeah, I'm enjoying they handled that fight pretty well. The crit was pretty brutal, but it is what it is. Where is this thing? Where is it hiding? There it is. Need to get this thing down here. Get this thing started. Okay. We'll be back. Alrighty. Let's get back to this.
I think 2 of us died like in the last session, didn't we?
In what?
Yeah, actually, I had a scroll of Truest Direct or something.
Yeah, so it was Braze and Belshazzar both died in the last session, if I remember.
Yeah, because
correctly.
one came back as the halfling, right?
Yeah, I came back as a halfling.
And I used to scroll on the other person who died.
And then how many people died in the house? In the death house?
Oh, that's right. 3 of us.
Two or
Yeah,
three?
yeah.
Braze
Yeah,
died in the
I
death
remember-
house.
I remember because Erky was the only one that didn't die, and he was just like always slinking around the corner.
All right, because I got
Braze,
gorilla.
Braze
gorilla
got
feet
like
from that one.
5
That's
feet
right.
from the door to exit the death house.
No, I
and then
broke
died to
through a
rats.
wall to the exit.
The
and the
rats.
rats came out.
Yeah, the rats came out and bit your ass, and you're just like, owie! Lovely.
Yep, and then I killed Belshazzar killed Jerry in that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing that happened.
God, Braze and Erky were about to frickin' rip each other's throats out. Though.
That was
was
so
so
good.
good.
that whole section of us like the 2 sides of the coin to our party, the chaotics and the neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kill the other person, me and Braze. All right.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Talking it out.
The fucking
Spilled blood.
Let's fucking go, bro.
Yeah, mate, you having to giggle?
All right, so let's get back into this bad boy. Got a few more things to cover tonight before we break. So, as you guys are back in the hearth, you guys see this large ogre waving at you, and he waves you over, and he's just like, "Oh, hello, I'm little one. Please come inside. Sit. There's lots of seats. There's not too many priests here today. They're all out studying."
You know, I think a place like this would be more for fully literal names, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend you in some way?
No, just interesting that you're called Little One when you're, 3 times my size.
Oh, it's a long story. I can tell you about it. Well, it's not too long. A few years ago, I was brutish and cruel. And I, was wandering the hills nearby, and I met a halfling. And the halfling had a shiny headband. So I killed the halfling. I squished him in my hands, and then I took the headband. The headband grew big enough to put on my head, and then I did. And, well, I felt my mind expand that day, as I achieved genius levels, more than what any ogre ever had. I did not feel at home with my kind anymore, so I traveled the land, and I learned the error of my ways. I adopted the name, Little One, to honor the poor halfling whose life I cut short. I came to Candlekeep to learn as much as I could. They accept me here. It is quiet, but I like it.
Right, so if you took off the headband, you'd go crazy and kill everyone?
I may, but please do not.
I won't, don't worry.
So my understanding is that
I lean back towards the rest of the group and say, back up a plan.
Hamon's just kind of trying not to stare at the headband, but is definitely staring.
What were you gonna say, Sonya?
So let me get this right. You crushed a nerd's head to gain his powers.
Unfortunately, yes. That is what I did.
Bro, sick. Fist bump.
He reaches his hand out and he'll accept the fist bump, reluctantly.
Muscles make you better. Always.
Reluctantly fist bumps.
Yeah. Reluctantly fist bumps. You seem like you are a well-traveled group. What is it that you're here at Candlekeep for? Do you seek knowledge? Their vast library is a sight to behold.
Oh, our friend Phallus here. He told us he has a friend here that can take us to hell.
Oh,
Yeah.
you must be talking about Silvera.
That's the one.
She is quite knowledgeable about the Nine Hells.
Why the interest in the Nine Hells? In Severa, I mean.
That's what it is. It's her area of specialty. I know not why. Maybe it is because of her ancestry. She is a tiefling.
Explain it.
Hey, we got some of those.
Yeah.
We got those in spades.
Flips his waves.
Well,
Hi.
pairs at least.
Well, welcome to Candlekeep, as I said. I will not talk your ear off much longer. There's good beer and good food here at the hearth.
Good to know.
He
Thank
just
you for
buries his
your-
face back in the book, and it's really weird. It's really fucking comical looking. Excuse me, as he has a huge fucking face, right? Like his head is gigantic, and this is a human-sized book. So he's just like, holding it up really fucking close to his face to try to read it.
Books for ants.
Does he have reading glasses?
Yeah, he actually does.
Perfect. I love it.
They're just
Okay,
like under
we
the
need to
jacket.
stop being the same person. This is getting out of hand.
Well, I'm definitely imagining him reading like 8-point font like that, so I mean he has to have
exactly.
glasses.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, a barkeep gives you guys the menu. It's pretty modest fare here. It's pretty, it's for priests and scholars. So you don't find any of your any good wines or anything like that. It's just some hearty mead and some just your general kind of like meats and shank and stuff like that. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Wines in the church always went well together.
Mm-hmm. It does not here. Yeah, I mean they're priests of knowledge, not priests of like their knowledge is religion, or their religion is knowledge. Not much else. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you guys wait? You guys have about an hour or so before another like short rest, basically, before Ballister comes to get you.
I would like to see if there's like books on how to get stronger.
Do you just go up to you can go and talk to one of the priests who's in there?
Yeah, I'd be like, so is there a way to get stronger with books other than picking them up and putting them down a lot?
The priest who is like sitting there kind of like reading a book and just enjoying his meal, like looks up at you just like, yes, there are some ancient tomes deep within Candlekeep that you may get permission to look at and try to read, but do you actually mean permanent strength, or just routines and scientifically proven methods to increase your vitality?
Whoa. My vitality's just fine, Padre. I don't need to go implying anything with that.
I'm not implying anything, but he looks you up and down and says, maybe it would be best for you to help us with returning some of our stacks of books to the shelf. That probably would be the best way for someone like you to get strength here.
I mean, I could do that. I think my friends will probably need a favor in return, though. So I'll help you in exchange for helping us later. Yeah. Gotta make this library look good.
Absolutely. I will keep that in mind. I'll consult the head librarians. What is your name?
It's Sonia Montesquieu, Flex.
It is good to
Here,
meet you,
Sonia
Sonia.
Montesquieu,
Yeah,
Flex
Flex Squire.
Flex squad.
God damn.
Stretch, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a new. Like, I'm putting that on the list of words to remember. Fucking flex squire.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he smiles back at you and he just says, I am Lana. Welcome.
Well, pleasure to meet you.
And he bows his head and says, I must be finishing my meal and getting back to my studies. Enjoy your stay here, all of you. He kind of looks up and acknowledges the entire party.
Did I see a general store kind of a thing on the way in? Because I'm like low on arrows again.
There's no general store, but you may want, if you want to, you can make your way to the gatehouse. They do have guards here. There is kind of like a light, some light defenses.
All right, then I'd go to the guardhouse and be like, "Hey, you guys seem to have arrows. Where would I get arrows if I wanted arrows? You know?"
He says, how many do you need? We can provide some.
Yeah, probably could use, like 50 or so.
I'm sorry, we do not have that many. I can provide you, maybe he looks down to a quiver. There's like 20 in there. I can provide you with this.
Maybe.
20 of these.
20? Alright, sounds good to me. How much you want?
Oh, it is okay. Enjoy your stay here. It's not a problem. We keep these as almost a, perfunctory thing. Not many are good with the bow here. Most of us are, well...
Nerds.
Yeah, he snaps his fingers, a bit of fire appears between them and he snaps them again and it disappears. We rely on other methods to hit things at range.
Fair enough. I could, maybe, as payment, I could show you a little bit with a bow. I'm pretty handy with it.
If you have time, but we must get back to our studies as well. There's not much time for extracurriculars here at Candlekeep if we are to increase and keep our knowledge up.
Fair enough. Right. So I'll take the arrows, and if they want to take time out of their day, I'd show them a bit with a bow.
Okay. Some time passes, and Fallister finds you guys back at the hearth, and he signals to you all and says, hello, Silvira is ready. She has arranged everything in her study. She knows that you have the puzzle box, and she's set up the necessary precautions to attempt to open it. I forget who has the puzzle box right now. I don't remember who actually picked it up.
I think it was Hamon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me.
I think it was Hamon.
It makes sense for me to carry, but I do not have my inventory. But what do I have?
So you had it, and that's actually an interesting thing. So you were concentrating the entire way on doing your spell book. So you actually really didn't spend much time looking at this puzzle box.
Nope.
Cool. So do you guys? Fallister nods to you all and just says, "Whenever you're ready, please follow me. I'll take you to her chambers."
We are ready. Let's go.
Right. Let's go.
All right. Party makes their way through the halls of Candlekeep, like their footsteps echoing off the tall walls and up to the ceilings. You can glance in multiple doors and openings where you see like rows upon rows and shelves upon shelves of books. You can see priests in their purple robes moving with lanterns and candles through these darkened hallways. And that musty smell of old paper just constantly permeating the air here. There's just like that, just kind of an aura of dusty tome. And you make your way to a circular tower and find your way to the top of it, and Fallister knocks on the door, and you hear a voice from inside as says, come in, everything is ready here." And you open the door up, and you see inside a red-skinned tiefling. And she's got the walls of the circular tower punctuated by arched windows that are currently shuttered. There are bookcases filled with eldritch volumes standing between the windows, while tables are crowded with specimen jars, alchemical equipment, and other clutter. Engraved onto the floor of the chamber is a large 9-pointed star. You see a middle-aged tiefling dressed in wizardly robes standing by one of the windows, caught in a fugue of intense contemplation. Perched in the corner of the table nearby is a spindly little demon with warty green skin, buggy eyes, and thin black horns, and a whip-like tail. The tiefling turns to you and says, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you. What have you brought me? She looks at the group and, do you have the puzzle box out already, Amon?
Sorry, I cut out there for a minute. What'd you say? What's the last bit?
Do you have the puzzle box out? Or would you...
I'd have it ready to, yeah.
Cool.
I produce it once
You produce it. Alright.
we're ready.
So you
My
take...
eyes would glance between the demon and Hamon and just back and forth a couple times.
Single bead of sweat.
Yeah. So, I wish I could bring her token up. Oh no, you'll see a picture of her. She reaches out for the puzzle box. And Hamon, you definitely look and you can see this little kind of spindly looking thing standing on the table, just kind of hopping up and down its head, clicking and like looking from one side to the other.
I think as I hand it over, I'll pull it back briefly before handing fully. And be like, before we proceed, how exactly is this thing going to be involved with the procedure? She
says, that is just Jezebel. She is my familiar. She looks you up and down. She says, that should be familiar with you as well.
Yes, I just kind of look. It's like,
I don't get it.
This is what it looks like. This little thing, just like, yeah, give it.
It's an interesting choice, if I have to say myself. But well, we've come this far. Here's the books. You will show us what we must do with this thing.
Yeah. So you hand the puzzle box over to her, and she smiles and she says, interesting. Oh, I've been looking for this. Her eyes look up from the box and look to you, Aphelion, and like looks past you and looks at the shield on your back. And she, her eyes flip back down to the box. Just for a moment. So she takes it over and she brings it to, she brings it over to her table, and as she's doing that, she speaks out. She says, I've been suspicious of the High Overseer of Elturel for a long time, but nobody wanted to hear my concerns, because Thavius was widely regarded as a hero who had saved the city from the undead scourge, giving rise to the holy nation of Elturgard. Hailed as a savior, Thavius made all citizens of Elturel swear an oath called the Creed Resolute. As she says that, you look over and you see Rhea kind of bow her head for a moment. It binds those who sign it to defend the nation of Elturgard. I met him years ago, this Thavius, and my instincts told me he was a charlatan. Afterward, I grew to suspect that he had cut a deal with one of our more powerful devils, using the Creed Resolute to bind all Elturel to his dark deal. I wish to prove my theory, and I believe the evidence is locked inside this puzzle box.
What is the nature of this puzzle box? And just in general, I did not take too much of a close look at it, but why so important? How? What is in this?
I do believe that Thavius has stored the copy of the infernal contract that he signed within this box. It's very important. The deals with devils work in that way. Each member has a copy of their deal, if that's the way that it was put together. There's multiple ways that devils make deals. One of them actually is pretty gruesome and involves a human sacrifice. But other ones are a little bit more curious, like a small doll that screams and bleeds from its eyes.
That's
Gross.
okay.
But enough talk. I must get this puzzle box open. I'm glad you did not look at it or try to open it yourself. These things, they do have some infernal power to themselves, and there is a very large chance that it could have highly injured or even killed you if you had tried to open it on your own without supervision. Jezebel! She snaps her fingers, and the little quasit, a little familiar, jumps off, goes, and she says, fetch me the vials. And it jumps off, hops over, and goes and grabs a vial of dark liquid. And she gives it to Silvira, and she pours it on a small amount of it on the maze-like kind of troughs and grooves that are on the puzzle box. And you see that it starts to wind its way through the surface. She tips the box so the liquid starts to flow through those runes, through those mazes, and fills it until the box's horn, like carved horn inlays, suddenly pops loose and breaks apart. You watch as inside this box, she reaches her hand in and she pulls out a stack of 9 chain-linked plates each of them 3 inches on a side, cast in a dark iron, and stamped with infernal runes. So everybody but Sonya, can read this.
That's right.
I was about to ask whether this seems magical to me, but I think that's kind of a moot point. Or a moot question at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find supplemental material. Probably not. There's a great image of it, and I'm trying to figure out if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Can you guys... I'm gonna be able to show you guys this. Oh, it does say GM notes only available. Okay, so you should be able to see this.
Neat.
Yeah. So there's the little closet like freaking out at the side. Yeah. So yeah, the runes swirl around the box. It pops open, and there you can see the 9 paneled of those things. So that's what it looks like. That's the contract, and that's Elvira.
Coming out there.
Like a horned, like more grotesque green version of Stitch.
Yeah, kind of is. So as the runes flow around this thing and the ooze kind of disappears, the Elvira grabs the contract and lays it out on the table, and she calls you all forward to gather around.
So
and
you found it, it seems.
Yes, she says this is it. This is the actual contract, and you all can read it, and it says, "Be it known to all that I, Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Elturel, have sworn to my master, Zariel, Lord of Avernus, to keep the agreements contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Zariel in all matters for all time, and I will place her above all creatures, living and dead. I will obey her all my days and beyond with fear and servility. I recognize the dispensation of the device called the Solar Insidiator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of Elturel and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Zariel. All persons bound by oath to defend Elturel are also considered forfeit. I further recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the Companion will return whence it came, taking Elturel and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zariel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge." As that's read out loud, Elvira translating it to common, you watch as Rhea collapses up on the floor onto her knees and begins to weep.
Yep, because I confirmed everything.
Sounds like
Do
he
not
was
take it
giving
too
away
hard,
more than
yeah?
he deserves to give.
Well,
I
you know
give
this
her
was...
a pat on the head.
Yeah, she continues.
I know there's not much I can say that will help you at this point with your lord and being a, well, devil worshipper in this sense. However, perhaps the opportunity to make amends in the house themselves would modify your sadness.
She looks up and she says, you see her face harden. She says, "If Zariel wants my soul, she is welcome to try to take it. I must return to Elturel."
Like the cut of your jib, kid.
As you guys are talking to Rhea, Elvira walks over to Aphelion and says, "That shield. Where did you find that?"
Underground.
"Do you know what you have?"
Yeah. His name is the Hidden Lord.
You feel a presence in your mind, Aphelion, and the Hidden Lord says, "Don't let her touch me."
Right. And he doesn't want you to touch him. No offense. Just
She smiles and she says, "I'm not surprised. Gargoth is indeed a pretty vile individual and would loathe for me to touch him."
Gargoth.
Gargoth.
With that name coming out, would I have any recognition with my studies? And
Give me a history check.
Alright, pretty solid. 25.
Yeah, so as she says that, you have a fucking, like, you recognize it as she starts to speak more about it. In your head, Aphelion, you kind of hear this, you feel this unease, just like an, oh no. Silvira says, "This shield is a symbol of good's triumph over evil. Gazing at such a beauty, one can easily overlook the terrible force bound within it. Gargoth, I believe its name, though he calls himself, or though it calls itself, the Hidden Lord.
Right.
It was a pit fiend, sent by Asmodeus to corrupt mortals on the material plane." And yeah, Hamon, you recognize it as well. This is a famous thing. Gargoth arrived here and amassed such a following as to rival that of the gods. In that way, Gargoth became a sort of demigod, and having worshippers increased its power exponentially. But my, how the mighty have fallen. In your mind, Aphelion, you just hear, "Fuck you, tiefling wizard. If I was not within this shield, I would rip your head from your body and throw it out the window, and then I would rip your body in half and feed it to your small pet."
And I'm kind of eyeing the shield now, having...
Right. So, I'm saying this in my head. So you lied to me about being celestial and all that?
I lied to you so that you would get me out of that damn dungeon.
Well, I guess now, like... Yeah, no, I don't know about that. That seems pretty shitty. If you'd been honest with me, I still would have gotten you out of there, just, you know... It wouldn't be... I'd be a little more trusting of you in the future.
I did not openly lie to you. I told you that I was celestial. That is not the case. I am Gargoth the Pit Fiend, yes. I am an archdevil, yes. But I am the Hidden Lord. You hear the air quotes within your head. Silvira continues, just kind of speaking to the room. She says, "The shield has the power to corrupt everything around it. The Hewn family of Baldur's Gate has kept it for years. Doubtless, they'll want it back, but this shield should not be taken to any place where thousands of mortals reside. It needs to be locked away in some extra-dimensional space, away from corruptible souls." In your head, Aphelion, you hear, No, don't let her do that, no. Fine, I'm sorry that I lied to you. But take me to the 9 hells. Take me there, and I swear that I'll serve you faithfully in both guide and advisor.
Well, you already lied to me once. How do I know that's not a lie?
What can I do to... Just don't leave me here. I cannot be locked in another fucking dungeon.
Alright, what can you give me? What do you have that I would want?
I will let you keep my powers.
I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if I trust you that much.
Fine, maybe the pretty boy with the chin will take me.
No, I don't think I'm gonna give you to him. I think if I'm gonna give you to anybody, it's gonna be this lady here.
So, Hamon, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, knowing that that's the entity in there, I would look back to, again, because I'm terrible with names, what's the tiefling's name again?
Silvira.
Silvira. I look at the Silvira's like, so you're telling me there's soul of a pit fiend is in that shield right now? The famous one that has caused so much harm
Yes.
in our plane.
Gargoth, yes, he is trapped within that shield.
What would happen if, say, this item was taken to the hells that he originated from? I can't imagine anything good would come from this.
Well, it would be better there than here, that's all I'm gonna say.
But it's the proximity. This would not release him from his prison, right? That's the main thing I want to understand. And furthermore, as you say, better there than here. Perhaps, and I kind of lost thought for a minute, like playing with a mustache. If we take the devil back to his home plane and find a way to release him, perhaps we can end him for good then. That would
Perhaps.
be quite a notch on my belt as a Inquisitor, to take down the pit fiend as famous as this one.
In your head, Aphelion, you're just like a laugh. You're just like, he can try, but he will fail.
I think you underestimate us a little bit, but... And you gotta remember, by the time we actually figure out how to get you out of this thing, we're gonna have, gone through the hells.
We might be
for quite
like
a while.
several levels higher.
Yeah.
I might not have noodle arms.
Silvira speaks to you, Hamon, and she says, there is no evidence that taking an item with a fiend soul bound to it or trapped within it to its plane of origin will do anything. This is a very powerful magical item that bound this pit fiend. It would take spells, other types of magics, high, powerful magics, to release this thing. If she points to Aphelion, she says, if he has control over this thing and can bend it to his will, I see no reason why having a powerful demon or devil within a shield while heading to the hells, why that would be a bad thing.
Is there any risk that it's being tracked or traced, or any way to tell?
I'm sure on this plane it's being tracked and traced. They look at your kind of, like you fought earlier, or no, not earlier, you fought days ago. So she just says the Huns have, I know the Huns have ways of keeping tabs on the shield wherever it is on this plane. Can take this thing thousands of miles from Baldur's Gate, and their agents would still track it down to try to bring it back.
Well, that's kind of stalker alert, don't you think?
Yeah, a little creepy.
It's a bit like that, but the Huns have had it in their possession for hundreds of years.
So it seems we may be at the crossroads of being a win-win for both this plane and ourselves. I have to admit, my expertise is more banishing the demons from this plane. Sorry, devils from this plane. Not so much trapping them, but I do believe I have enough trust in these men to not let it out on purpose. Perhaps
Gargoth speaks to you again, Aphelion, and he says, I don't know if she knows what she is talking about, but I can help you, I promise. If you are indeed, as you all have been talking about, trying to get to Avernus and to El Turel, I have no ties to Zariel. She is but a lieutenant to my true master.
Right. So pretty much we don't want to bring you any further down. We don't want to bring you to Asmodeus, is what I'm getting. You want to go there, don't get me wrong. I understand that. It would not be prudent for you to come out of the shield and be pissed at us because we've been keeping you captive in the shield this whole time.
I will tell you this, my angelic boy. I do owe you a favor. You did save me and take me from that vault that the Van Thampers had me in. You have kept me from the hands of the Huns and the Knights of the Shield, where I do not want to be brought back to, put back into that pit beneath their manor. No. No. I wish to burn things. I wish to sow fear in legions. There's much work there's much that I can help you with. My powers can be used. You felt a taste of them earlier when you roasted those Knights of the Shield.
I did. Question. Do you have any, enemies that are, celestial, kind of like I'm half, so?
I'm sure many,
Any in particular? Could you maybe, point me in the direction of one of them?
I have not been in contact with any of my celestial adversaries for thousands and thousands of years. I don't know if they're even still around, or if they still know that I exist. But I'll think of some names for you.
Think of some names. Yeah, you do that. I do think you're gonna be helpful to me, and I do think that eventually I'm going to have to let you go, let you be free, because you'll have earned it by then by helping me out so much. I don't think my friend here is gonna like that so much, but I'll leave that between the two of you. That's not my fight. And yeah, I think I might need some assistance in. Yeah, if it comes to it, I'm gonna get some help from some of your adversaries to help keep you in line.
As long as I get off of this damn Faerun plane and return to the Nine Hells, I will do whatever you ask.
Test.
Yes.
I think I cut out.
Yeah, she just says, as long as you get me to the Nine Hells, I will do whatever you ask.
Right. For now, you're good to go. I'm still gonna take everything you say with a grain of salt. Maybe a few. Maybe like a whole cup of salt.
That would be advised. You can
We're
feel
on the same
feel the fucking you can in your mind's eye you just see a fucking toothy grin appear. It's just a smile, like Cheshire Cat in the dark type of thing.
I'm guessing there's still some conversation going on,
Yep.
About him. I'm just gonna speak up. I've had a conversation with him. He knows he's a slimy bastard. He knows he lied to us, and he's under control in the shield for now. If it comes to it, you and him can duke it out, Hamon. But I don't think
If
he's going to be
it's-
getting out anytime soon.
I look at you kind of carefully for a little bit and say, if it comes to it, I would hope you would help me in that fight.
Honestly, it depends on how much he's done for us by that point. Right now, definitely would. But, let's say it's 5 years from now, and he's fucking saved my ass a dozen times. I might be more willing to let him go free.
No matter how much he helps, it's only going to be because he's coerced. There's nothing that is savable about that soul, that demon.
Nope, I
that
get you.
devil.
I
Sorry.
understand you.
Mm,
I understand you.
Yeah, okay, so we must destroy this if he comes out. That is what I assume. That is what I am going to say will happen. Otherwise, we will have to have another talk, a little heart-to-heartly.
Yes, we can definitely do that. I will point to. Why is her name so hard to remember?
Silvira?
Savira. I will point to her and I'll say, do you know of anybody that was an adversary of this hidden lord of mine? Anybody that would be more than happy to assist in taking him down if it comes to it?
Sure, there's some celestials or other planetar types out there that would have loved to see a pit fiend like Gargauth be ground into dust.
Do you have their numbers?
I do not have their numbers, but if you want to take some time this evening and do some research, you're more than welcome to.
Right. I will turn on my heel and walk out to. I assume this is off of the library itself.
Yeah. Tower off
Yeah.
of the entire place is a library, so.
Yep. Then I will head out and look for somebody who would know
Okay.
something about Celestials.
Silvira laughs as you leave, and she says, well, he seems to have made his decision, and I am glad of it. That shield, left within any city, within any large population, corrupts and makes everybody vile, evil.
It's to blame for the events happening within Baldur's Gate.
I was just about to say, I believe that it is at the heart of the violence of Baldur's Gate, why that city had become such a cesspool over the years. The Huns holding it beneath their manor was like a epicenter for evil, for vile thoughts, for bad.
I do not doubt this in the least. Clearly, something this evil and such proximity will drive such corruption among the simple folk. However, I do have to ask the Van Dampers. They were wanting to use us somehow to drive their ritual involving the hills, transportation of some sort. Do you have any idea why this shield would be a conduit for such a act or magic? It's beyond me.
If you found the shield within the Van Thamper's halls, that means that they stole it from the Hunes and would mean to use it in some form to... Well,
Right, yes.
probably... You said... And I'm sorry, where did you find this puzzle box? Did you find Thievius Krieg? Or were you just stumbled upon this puzzle box? Rhea stands up. Rhea stands up and she says, I killed Thievius. He is dead. And
Killed is a strong word.
He has been deadified.
Temporarily.
He was a vile individual, as much as I thought. And then Rhea says, he deserved it. He betrayed his nation from the first day that he created it. Savaris thinks for a moment. She says, if he was advising the Van Thampers, then it stands for me to believe that they intended to use this shield as a catalyst, or to strong-arm the folks of Baldur's Gate into, probably accepting another thing similar to the Creed Resolute. That the Lamra Van Thamper would promise Baldur's Gate, just like El Terrell was promised to Zerial. And with her wielding the shield and its power, nothing would stop her from becoming the Grand Duke, and therefore becoming the one making the laws in the city. That, at least, is my hypothesis.
Seems like a lot of awful steps to take for a position in your local government.
Oh, I doubt that the position in her local government is her endgame. Just as Thievius probably wanted something more from the deal with Zerial, the Lamra, from what I hear, was a brutal woman. Probably wanted more than just to have the city be hers.
I don't doubt it. She seemed ambitious to a fault, obviously.
Indeed. Well, it does seem that you are hellbent on trying to find El Terrell within Avernus. I have a, I could prepare a plane shift spell, but there wouldn't be a point here. You see, the magical wards placed on Candlekeep prevent creatures from either entering using such methods or leaving using such methods, so I would, I have an alternative plan for getting you to the Nine Hells. There's a wizard named, Traxagor. He lives in a tower 20 miles from here, and I've loaned him some spell books or two, so he owes me a big favor. I can have you delivered safely to his tower. You can use the plane shift spell from there and take you straight to El Terrell. More importantly, Traxagor is looking after an old friend of mine. Someone with a history of battling devils in the Nine Hells. I think you'll enjoy her company very much. Ask for her when you arrive there. Her name is Lulu.
Lulu.
Oh, sweet.
I'm always looking for people who have more experience fighting the demons and the devils. I will make sure to ask for her.
I can arrange for a flight there to Traxagor's tower by Griffin tomorrow morning, if that will do you.
Yes, that will. Yeah.
Saving so much time.
Indeed.
In the meantime, you're more than welcome to enjoy the rest of your time here at Candlekeep for the evening. There's multiple ways that you could peruse some of our books. I would suggest probably taking a look at our section on the Nine Hells. I have some very interesting novels and some tomes here, in case you're curious about devils or about the ways that devils deal with each other. I can give you information about Avernus and about some. Oh, she taps her head. She says, "Oh, and if you're traveling to Avernus, I have one more thing to give you. This map." She unfolds a large map that's put on some thick parchment. She says, "This map, it's of Avernus. However, It's the only map here in Candlekeep, and I can give this to you. It serves me no purpose, as long as you promise to bring it back whenever you return. However,
Oh yeah, I'm not there.
this map may not be entirely reliable. She kind of smiles meekly. Its creator went mad making it.
That's helpful.
That's
I
encouraging.
Also imagine there's now an entire new city in Avernus somewhere.
Welcome to the map of Avernus.
Oh my. Looks like a lovely place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I love how they really went with the full-on Dante's Inferno style for this.
Oh yeah.
They really did.
Perspective and everything. Yeah.
Are these creatures or like clouds? I don't like the look of them.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a
It's
good.
like
That's a great question on what those are.
Looks
So-
like floating brain monsters.
Yeah.
Something doesn't sound like
Is
that's.
that the Eye of Sauron?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that a giant dragon head up in the left? Looks like it.
Sick.
Yeah, looks like a dragon skull.
Giants putting a little mile.
Oh,
Oh,
there's also
there's
a full dragon skeleton right there.
there's also a mountain with a face at the top, right?
Dude, we got Mount Rushmore here. It's great. But for devils.
Yeah.
Oh, I found the Starlight pit. Top middle.
Satan Ham Lincoln.
Satan. Yeah. So you guys have this now. You have this
The
map.
Gore Teddy Roosevelt.
It feels like this thing is just packed full of pop culture references, not all of which I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure this is one right here.
Yeah.
Where?
The like.
Oh, the horseshoe thing.
looking
Horseshoe?
symbol.
It looks like the Oblivion Gate symbol.
Yeah.
Oh
Horseshoe
yeah,
thing.
that's probably what it is. Because definitely there's things that seem like they're supposed to be references to stuff.
Yeah, it might just be happenstance because all things devilish and hellish tend to have similar themes and archetypes.
This
Like,
statue down
Here's that's totally Ice Crown Citadel right there. Although that would be frozen, not fiery, but you know, whatever. And I'll look to her and say, if you have any books that can expand my knowledge of the Hells, I would be happy to read them before we go in the morning. And if you would be so kind, I would like to take one with me, perhaps, if I could leave some collateral or something that would be worthy of me letting to take this information.
She says, you're more than welcome to record any of the information that you have, but I unfortunately cannot let you take the book.
Okay, I understand. I will spend the rest of the evening before we go to sleep then to write down what I find what made most important and most interesting to us from this book. So, and I'll spend the rest of the once we all kind of scatter off and do our thing, I'll spend the rest of the evening doing that, just getting notes, studying.
I would ask, since just look at this map, it's going to be warm. For those of us that don't have this sort of infernal legacy, will there be an issue with heat or surviving, anything like that? Like,
Savira looks to you all and she says, from what I've read, Avernus is, well, she takes a book off the wall and puts it down on the table and opens it up to the page on Avernus. She says, Avernus is the front lines of the Blood War. Have you heard of that?
I
Is that
assume
blood
I
flow?
have.
She says, well, as Avernus is the highest layer of hell, I guess you could call it either the first layer or the ninth layer. But no planar portals actually connect directly to any of the lower layers of the nine hells by Asmodeus' orders. The first layer, Avernus, it's the arrival point for any visitors to this plane, to the nine hells. It's a rocky wasteland, rivers of blood, clouds of biting flies, fiery comets occasionally fall from the darkened sky and leave fuming impact craters behind. There are empty battlefields littered with weapons and bones, showing where the legions of the Nine Hells met the enemies on their native soil and prevailed. As you already are aware, Archduchess Zariel is the ruler of Avernus. She outed her rival, Bel, who has fallen out of Asmodeus' favor and has been forced to serve as Zariel's advisor. Also, Tiamat, the queen of the evil dragons, of the chromatic dragons, is a prisoner on this lair too. She rules her own domain, but is confined to the 9 hells by Asmodeus in accordance with some ancient contract. I have no idea what those are. Zariel's seat of power is a soaring, large citadel, strewn with the partially incinerated corpses of guests who have failed to earn the Archduchess's favor. Zariel appears as she once was, an angel whose once beautiful skin have been ruined by fire, her eyes burning with furious white light. And to your point, yes, Avernus is a terrible, terrible place. The river Styx, which flows through the center of Avernus, of that layer, it is not to be trifled with. I have read in multiple places that touching that river will render your memories gone.
Oh,
Mind erasure.
that is problematic. Do we have to cross this river to...
I do not know. I do not know.
Actually, this is going back to just as characters. Our plan was to return El Torel. So for now, we can assume that we're probably going to be sticking close to the El Torel location. So we don't really, at least in character, as much as Hamon wants to go smite some devils, is not really thinking about exploring this place as much as just trying to get in, get the job done, and get out.
Yeah, we're not taking the Breath of the Wild approach. Just
Yeah.
run out there just smacking things.
We're doing the Breath of the Wild speed run. Oh, that's intense. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But
Jumping, doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so that's the main thing of at least for Avernus. It's a hellscape. It's bad. It's gonna be really tough. And that as Aphelion spoke to you that whatever his name is, the pit fiend, Gargauth, his offer to guide you guys there seems more and more tempting and more useful, as there's very little known about this place, and he seems to have some sort of knowledge, if not of Avernus, of at least how to deal with the plane and with the effects of it. The book on devils, mainly, the information on devils mainly just gives you more information that they are obsessed with souls. They are obsessed with gathering souls, whether it be, and usually through deals. There are 4 tiers of devils. There's the archdevils, there's the greater devils, there's the lesser devils, and then there's the lemures, which are basically like bitches.
they're like little soulless husks, right, or something like
They're
that.
the first. So the way that devils work is, interestingly, you actually rise up through the ranks of devils, and your form changes based on your, just like in bureaucracy, when you get a promotion because you got enough souls, you actually get promoted up the chain of devil hierarchy, of infernal hierarchy. And if you fuck up terribly, you turn back down to the lowest of the low, which is the lemure. So, the pit fiend, Gargauth, he is 1 tier below Archdevil. Like, he is literally a step below Archdevil. So he is a high-ranking individual.
But I imagine his shield ranks lower than a lemure. So.
Maybe. But it's interestingly,
Actually, I think a shield would rank higher than a lemure. Like, I think it's more useful than a lemure is.
It does have a soul. Do devils have souls themselves?
Yes.
they
'cause they get
do.
transported back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they did not have souls.
So the other interesting thing though is that you read about the devils that when they're killed on a plane that is not the 9 hells, they reappear, and then they reappear and emerge and are born again, or basically like revived within the 9 hells. However, killing a devil within the 9 hells is a big deal, and so the information that you read is that the devils, dealing with devils in the 9 hells, sometimes relies, especially when they don't think that they can outright kill you or outright, like, be triumphant and they have a risk of their lives, they will cut a deal rather than fight.
Man, we're gonna be offered so many deals because we're so good.
There's actually, and interestingly, it says, like, that if it dies outside the 9 hells, a devil disappears in a cloud of smoke or dissolves into a pool of ichor, which is what you guys have seen, instantly returning to its home lair where it reforms at full strength. Devils that die in the 9 hells are destroyed forever. That's like big deal.
That's pretty metal.
Man, that's like motivation to leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get the hell out of here.
Hey.
How do devils replenish, so to speak? Because I don't think there's like sexual reproduction or anything like that. And I know.
Demonic
believe-
No,
mitosis.
more so, they're like, interestingly, devils are, like, the lowest tier devils are born from the souls of people that the devils make deals with, right?
Okay, so they are literally like just super bad people.
Yeah,
Like,
when a
Like-
soul of
like
an evil
evil
mortal
or-
sinks into the 9 hells, it takes on the physical form of a wretched lemure.
Oh,
Archdevils
So
and
it's
greater
like-
devils have the power to promote lemures to lesser devils. Archdevils can promote lesser devils and devils to greater devils, and Asmodeus alone can promote a greater devil to an archdevil.
I mean, fittingly for
It's
Hamon,
interesting in
it's
the
kind of a
sense-
take on Catholic hell.
Yeah.
It's actually very much based off of Catholic hell,
Yeah,
I think.
it is,
And it's
so.
like, here's an interesting thing, I think, is like lower demons, like at the lowest end. I mean, it obviously in the book, it's rules as written, they're evil. I wouldn't play them that way necessarily. They could be people who are just desperate and made a deal and lost their soul to a devil.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes making deal with evil makes you an evil person.
No, so they're all devils are evil, but they're all lawful. They're all lawful
Yeah.
evil, which is why
They're bound by their-
working with them. Yeah, they're bound by laws and code and creed. So that's why actually dealing with a devil is much easier than dealing with a demon. A demon
so
will
just
you'll be
chaotic.
like, "Hi, demon," and they'll just be like, "Yeah," you'll be like, "Wait, there's a fucking claw in my gut. Damn it!" Like, meanwhile, the devil will actually like sit down at a table and talk with you. He's not going to attack you outright unless he has something that you want. Like it's interesting, especially in Avernus it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Phelion, I'm going to actually need some help because I'm going to actually try to look up. I think I love this idea of trying to figure out what a high-ranking celestial would be, but I have to.
That's the thing. I've looked into it. There are as far as I can tell, there are no prominent celestials in the lore that I can find.
Interesting. So
It's like seriously, I've looked into it and I cannot find anything.
So the only thing I could think of is just like finding like celestial names or something like that, and then like somehow reaching out to a because I'm trying to do any of you guys know like what I think like Planetar is like the
like the super buff dudes.
There's planetars. There's
Devas.
yeah, divas. Well, let's see. Pulling up the monster manual.
I'm pretty sure Planetar is the biggest buffest boy.
I'm looking. I want to look at
World Fight Club is another.
because Mordenkainen's has that kind of stuff. Like it has all the archdevils in there with stat blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see if they have celestials too. But like I know part of the reason that they have that is because they have the whole section on the Blood War.
Yep.
In Mordenkainen's. Let's
So if
see.
I look up celestial of min CR being like fucking min CR 7, max CR being nothing. Oh, an Empyrean.
Empyrean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are the. They reminded me a lot of the archangels from.
Empyreans are CR 23 celestial titans. Though they kind of aren't. No, actually, I think it's a Solar. Solar is the highest. Devas, there's angels, Devas.
Let me pull up Cobalt Fight Club and see.
That's what
it
I'm looking.
comes
I'm
up
looking
with.
at that right now
Okay.
for Kobold Fight
Got
Club.
it.
It's like celestials that you have are like. Let me see if I have more sources to put up. Oh no, that's everything. Those are all the official sources. Yeah, it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
like Pegasus,
There's,
Quaddle,
like, almost
Unicorn.
No Celestials, yeah.
It's Devas, Kirin, Planetars, Solars, and then Empyreans, which apparently are just fucking beast mode giant dudes.
Yeah, if I ever get around to, like, actually continuing my homebrew stuff, I might work on, like, just celestial everything.
Celestial hierarchy would be interesting to try to figure out, because there's definitely something there. So, for Aphelion, however, what you go on, you find the section on, like, celestials, and I think, yeah, exactly what this conversation is. You're looking for the fucking phone number of, like, God 911, but you're not able to find it. You do, however, find quite a few, I would say just kind of like quite a few accounts of, you could say, like of a celestial celestials combating fiendish folk, combating fiendish, like, demons or fiendish devils, and it seems that, yeah, I would say, like, finding a way to contact a solar would be your best bet, more or less.
Yep. And I'd be looking for essentially whoever's the equivalent of the devil expert, but for celestials.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever that is, and I'd talk to them about it. And see
Yeah, and I'm interested. I'm gonna look and see, like, a fiend just for reference. I do believe, like, a fucking pit fiend is pretty high up there.
Mm-hmm.
Looking. Ice. I can just literally. What's up, pit? Pit fiend is CR20.
Beefy.
Yep. So a solar would be about equivalent.
Yep. So they would, like, duke it out, and that would be like an even fight, and then you guys would tip the scales. Okay, so that's interesting. Is there anything else anybody would like to do on their night here before you guys take off in the morning to go and visit Traxagor?
Mr. Man.
I'd like to purchase just like some paper, like
Sure.
around.
You're
Actually, that's a good
giving it.
point.
No, you're giving it. Like, this place is has no need. It's like one of those places where they're just like, we have no need for money, right? Because it's just like your entrance fee wasn't gold. Your entrance fee wasn't any sort of, like, toll. It was literally just knowledge. So they don't, like, they'll offer you, like, they love it. They're like, oh, like, paper? Sure, here you go. They just give it to you.
On that point, then, while I'm studying, I would also be looking for that. But for wizards, there's this explicit cost for spell component. Would that be separate from just blank paper? That needs to be cost
like
value.
special-
Give me it. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying. So they
Yeah.
give you the paper. They give you good parchment, but you need, like, the magical ink and those types of things. They have it here, but they don't. They do not have it for sale per se, and they're not willing to just outright give it. But you can more than welcome to give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'd do that as part while I'm studying.
Okay.
Go talk to someone.
And you can. Everybody has inspiration, so if this is what you'd like to use it for, go.
Yeah.
Hit him with
Makes
that
sense to
wizard
me.
charisma.
Yeet. Oh wait, that was not. Oh, we're so good.
Yeah. So you have a conversation. I think you have a conversation with one of the priests over maybe a meal or a snack, or as you're studying, and you see that they have, like, a station for, transcribing magical tomes and things like that. And you kind of reach out to kind of see if you can take that and start talk to them, and somehow put your foot in your mouth in terms of offending somebody or offending the librarian. They give you that the Mike Wazowski treatment and just kind of close the door on your fingers. Unfortunately, you are not able to get the magical.
With that happening, I'll make a special note to look for anywhere in the books I'm studying to see if there's any mention of magical ink or paper type supplies in Avernus and where I might find
Where's the nearest Office Max in Avernus?
Yep. Hey, maybe it's in there. I'm checking those yellow
Fucking
pages.
staple.
Those sulfurous yellow pages.
Yeah, give me
Find a wizard with an easy button.
a history or a
An infernal.
yeah, give me a history check there.
History check.
That was
Sick. Okay. So you, in one of the books that it kind of is about Avernus and kind of studies there and those who have traveled there briefly, there is mention in this book briefly of a bazaar that is within Avernus, but it is a wandering bazaar. And it's never in a single location. It always seems to be where you need it to be for some reason.
All right, cool. So I know there's
There's
I
shopping.
have
There is
knowledge.
shopping in Avernus.
Shopping to be had in Avernus. Alright.
They only deal in souls, though.
Well, we'll
You're gonna
figure
have to-
that.
yeah,
We'll cross
gotta
that bridge when we get there.
Pick some up on the way, man.
Can't wait for the hell shopping episode.
Pick up a
Yeah.
fresh
Oh, God.
supply of
We
souls.
already have like the celestial version, kind of,
Mhm.
with
Oh my god, those shoes
the
are
black
too
market.
cool.
Now
Yeah.
No, that's not celestial. It's like
it's like, yeah, I know, it's like extra dimensional space or whatever.
It is the null zone.
No.
yeah. It's more like it'd be more like attributed to like aberrations than it would celestials.
Weird shit and face suckers.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
more like the great cosmos, like Cthulhu,
Gotcha.
like kind of bullshit.
Welcome to
Alright, well,
ROE Marketplace.
Yeah.
So,
Random,
yeah, is there anybody else that would be interested in doing any research? Glimmer or do we just see Sonya just fucking lifting books?
I mean, yeah, I would be trying to help them out as much as I could, since I personally.
Give
I'm
me
not-
Sonya, give me an investigation check.
You're
what?
totally taking one of those like
I would
library
inspire
wood
myself on
benches
this.
stacked with books and just benching it.
Bam.
Sick. Good thing
Inspiration works.
inspiration works. So you all, as you're doing your research, you just hear the creak of a bench as you watch as somehow Sonya has gotten himself, found the thickest, biggest fucking tome off of a shelf, dragged it down, and it's just doing, yeah, exactly. He's just doing bench presses with it, and has his own like workout technique that he's figured out here. Ironically, it is a giant tome about the benefits and research of vegetarianism. But it's written in Sylvan, so it's written in like Elvish, and I don't think that probably Sonya can't read that.
No.
Your dog.
Just
I
like,
cannot.
yeah, so you're just fucking getting your pump on. Yeah. I don't know if
Just
much
fucking
yeah, I don't know if much
boy.
comes of it other than you know what? Other than
Take your shirt off and press the.
yeah, so they're getting fucking sweaty. Sonya's just getting sweaty in the library. It distracts the priest who was near that bottle of good ink long enough. It's a female priest, and she's like,
Oh.
she just kind of like leans over and just kind of is like watching Sonya just like fucking just do the Muscle Beach, except inside of a library. And Hamon, give me a sleight of hand check really quick.
I know. I will notice him. Notice her noticing him. Sleight of hand. Oh, maybe I should have said my manage for this one.
Is Churro
Yeet.
open?
Oh yeah, no, have you resummoned Churro?
Oh yeah, over the 4 days of travel, definitely Stroh would be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
One more
that's a good
time.
point. I need to remember this. But yeah. Oink oink.
It is not enough for her to notice. So yeah, you can get your hand on
Oh, shit.
one vial, on like one kind of like ink, like an inkwell of good transcribing magical ink.
What
Man,
would
the
that
things
turn
I
into?
type into the GIF search in
Actually.
Discord.
Like, is that like how much gold equivalent would that be?
It's enough for either 2 level 1 spells or 1 level 2 spell.
Okay, I'll look it up. I think that's 50.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Yeah. Glimmer, is there anything that you'd be wanting to do?
Yeah. While I'm grabbing paper, I'll also grab some ink, just so I have a couple miles of that.
Okay. You can give me a persuasion check. Like, you find another section of the library where there's not the sound of Sonya working out with books.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into this section. Persuasion check.
Yep. Easy.
Woo!
Yeah, just standard ink. I don't need like wizard ink or anything.
Oh, yeah. So if it's just normal ink for recording and stuff, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a problem. They easily give that to you.
Okay, and I would like to look for books on the archdemons or archdevils.
Oh, yeah. You're able to find that, if not in this part of the library, but more on the Silvira will be able to give that to you. I can give you a little bit more information on that. Basically, you know that the 9 layers of hell are Avernus, Dis, Minaros, Minaros, Phlegalos, Stygia, Malborg, Maladomini, Kenya, Nessus. Yeah, Kenya and Nessus. Nessus is where Asmodeus rules. Cania, Cania, is where Glacia rules. It's where Mephistopheles rules. Sorry. Maladomini is where Bazabul rules, the Lord of Flies. Bloated fiend with the lower body of an enormous slug. Beautiful. Malbolge is has outlasted many rulers. Yeah, there's a bunch of different rulers there. But currently, let's see. Who is it? Doesn't even say. Oh, Glacia is Asmodeus' daughter. Glacia rules the Malbolge. Stygia is the 5th layer. It's a freezing realm of ice, and that is where Levistus lives. And Levistus is the archdevil who is like who is the person who basically it's like who criminals pray to or who criminals make deals with to get them out of like a pinch.
Okay.
So he's the one that will be like, they'll be like, you know, I'm about to get caught by the cops, or like I'm stuck in a fucking hole about to die. They'll make a deal with Levistus, or he'll send an agent to make a deal with them. Phlegalos is a fiery landscape, sees molten magma, and it is ruled by Belial, Blial.
Imagining with the previous devil that like every time the cops corner somebody, just some like devilry comes out of nowhere, has them sign a paper, they both vanish.
Yeah, exactly.
Daily occurrence.
He shoves them in a white Bronco.
So can we infer that
I was gonna say, yeah. That Amric probably, like, yeah, Glimmer, as you're reading this, you're probably realizing that, that Amric, that the deal that Amric cut with that bearded devil was probably on the behalf of Levistus.
Interesting.
Minaros is a 3rd layer, stench-ridden bog, acidic rain, good stuff. And that is where your boy Mammon lives. He's cool. He's just a big dude.
He's cool.
He's greedy. He's a big greedy guy. He's the fucking banker of the 9 hells. Dis is the 2nd layer, DIS. It's just layers of canyons, iron roads, and your boy Dispater is the ruler of Dis.
Man, sounds metal as fuck.
The 9 Dis nuts. Yeah. So, we'll wrap up with this final little scenes here. In the morning, you guys are woken up, and we find you guys at kind of like a little cut to the standing on a crescent-shaped landing platform with a stunning view of the sea. Silvira standing there, as well as Fallister, who has already told you that he intends to remain here. You pack up all your stuff, the party along with Rhea, and you see waiting atop here, there's several griffins with saddles. Their handlers standing nearby to help you. Silvira says, the griffins, they have instructions to fly you to Traxcore's tower. Don't worry, it is safe. And she just motions for you to jump on those griffins.
jump on the griffin? Was I able to find anything about a solar that I could possibly, like, anything?
Yeah, well, give me a quick either investigation or history check.
And while you do that, I will hold F to Mount Griffin.
I will use my inspiration on this.
Nice.
Wow. Great.
Yep.
I think what you find in your research is no named solar or anything like that, but you do find a the written history of the fact that solars are the things that are the most powerful celestials that would be able to help you deal with this fiend that is in your shield. And the entire time that you're doing this research, Gargoth is just like laughing, and he's just like, "Ha! I would grind that one into mush. Ah, planetars, more like bitchetars."
Got him.
I'm hoping.
That's a wordplay
that
right there.
in the process of trying to find this solar or whatever to help me, this celestial being to help me, that I find my mom. That's the real hope.
Nope, no mom found, unfortunately.
Oh gosh, actually, now that I think about it, because Gargoth has sight, like, can see into a bit of my thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Probably knows I'm looking for my mom. Oh, that's great.
He doesn't say anything about it, but he definitely notices. So you guys.
That's so he's like kind of being nice. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I mean,
I
he's not trying to piss you off.
You're saving it for later.
Thinking of specific type questions like that, would it be possible to just slightly retroactively say that part of my search was for the nature of devilish deals? The binding, what makes them, how does that work?
Sure. Yeah, I can
So
give you a little
down
bit
to
more
the focus.
information. I can give you a little bit more information on
I'd
that
already
afterwards.
Okay, so I had rolled on this general history check for this stuff, but the focus now, I should.
I would say probably it would be like, I can give you some good information on like the deal, like making and breaking deals.
Right, specifically like what's the power behind it? What binds it? Like that's the kind of thing I'm looking
Okay,
for.
I'll remember to look some of that stuff up. So you guys mount the griffins and you make your way out over the sea. The griffins take flight and lead you out over the crystal water, flying just below the clouds. Candlekeep looks no less majestic from the air, but grows smaller as the griffins soar westward. Large rocky islands pass below you, and beyond them lies the open sea, so you're flying out over the ocean. After a long journey, you see a windowless, doorless stone tower, which somehow floats in the sky ahead. The griffins pass through the jagged holes, riddling the tower's conical peak, and land on the top floor below, which has a spiral staircase leading down. You get off the griffins, and they give you a little bit of like as you head down the stairs. You see a cluttered chamber illuminated by various objects upon which some sort of spell has been cast. Scurrying around the room, you see an otter, dressed in a tiny red cassock. The otter mumbles to itself in common, mentioning something about tuning fork. Suddenly, it takes notice of you and stands upright. Oh, Lulu, wake up! Our guests have arrived! At the sound of her name, you see a small elephant with golden fur crawl out from under a pile of blankets near the table strewn with alchemical equipment. The elephant stretches, and you see feathery wings appear and stretches well off of its back. And it lets out a little trumpet sound.
I'm checking my pockets for where the acid was stored, and how I was fed acid at some point in the last 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm like squinting my eyes and like rubbing my temples, and then like opening them up again, and then seeing they're still there, and just
We need to
shaking
go
my
back
head.
to our griffin like Uber drivers. This is a zoo.
You hear the griffins take off from above you.
Well, shit.
Left my cell phone in there.
Yeah. Is this some sort of practical joke? What is going on? Why is there?
I pull
I'm
out
doing
my
this quietly.
phone,
I'm not trying to
give the griffin 5 stars.
Hey, man,
The otter walks up. The otter walks up to the group and goes, "Oh, you must be the group that Silvira has sent me. Hello." A little hand is extended out. The name is Trexelgore.
I'll have Churro go up and boop the snoot to his handshake.
Ah, nice to meet you. No, that's just a familiar. I'm looking for. Eclipsis actually like scampers up and she is just like, "Oh my God, you're so adorable!" And she just sits down and like stares at this little otter man. Well, it's nice to meet all of you. I have the plane shift spell prepared just as Silvira expressed, but I'm missing something. Can all of you help me? I need the tuning fork. Can you all roll investigation checks, please?
Is that like a fork that looks like a fish?
So I
No,
pretty much missed
you are
everything.
thinking. I think you are thinking of the tuna fork. It's a very different.
Yeah,
Yes, my
tuning
tuna
fork
fork.
used to tune your instrument, but it looks.
Investigation, you said.
Yeah, no. Perception checks.
My perception.
Everybody
Okay.
perception check.
Nice.
Nail it.
Not supposed to be advantage.
Big yeet. Hamon is basically just kind of staring at these two.
Mm-hmm. The
Not
elephant.
reacting, like-
The
yeah,
elephant
just
is
like,
staring back at you, Hamon, and you hear in your
Yeah.
mind, "Hello, I'm Lulu."
Voila. Well, are you speaking to my mind?
Yes,
Wait, hold on. I must be high. You are elephant, yes?
I am
I see.
Lulu.
I remember you are Lulu. Hello, Lulu.
I am-
Hamon.
I am the Holy Fant.
Sorry, I just had a twinge in my forehead. That was really weird. It was kind of hurt. I don't, like a. It doesn't matter. You're a Holyphant?
A Holyphant.
Holyphant. Would I have any idea what a Holyphant is? Or is that just like completely out there?
Never heard of it.
Okay.
That's a perception from a
um,
flipsis. So she,
Nice.
oh, she gets something. Okay. Cool. Lulu continues to speak to you. Do you ask her a question?
Yeah, perhaps you can explain. I have never heard of Holyphant. What exactly are you, if you do not take offense to this question?
I am a celestial being.
That's interesting. I have never heard of a being quite.
I'm glad
diverse.
you
That's
enjoy
true.
it, Abyssal.
What brings you to our plane?
Well, you see, Lulu's having a hard time remembering how it all occurred, but I do remember some things from long ago. I was with the angel, Zariel, when she assembled her forces of Hellriders to attack Avernus. Through the gate we went, tearing through devils like a song through air. Victory was within our grasp until some of the Hellriders betrayed us. They retreated through the gate and sealed it behind them. Before she was captured, Zariel told me to hide her sword so that it wouldn't fall into evil hands. Someone helped me hide the sword, but I don't remember who. We found a place to hide it, but I don't remember where. I escaped Avernus, but I don't remember how. Most of my memory is gone, and I don't remember why.
That is quite a tragic tale, but it sounds like you earned this distinction by doing such a good deed with preventing a powerful artifact to find their way to devil hands. So, I am more inclined to believe you now, but you have to understand this is... I have not quite seen anything quite like you before, so I do not mean to stare. It's not out of impoliteness or rudeness, it's just... Well, you are quite unique.
As you continue talking with her, Glimmer, you, everybody's like trying to look through stuff. You find the tuning fork.
Got it. Found it.
A Flipsis, who rolled the 2, she's digging through something. She goes, "What the fuck is this?" And she pulls out a small cloth doll skewered with needles.
That's
Oh,
sus.
She smiles and she puts it in her bag.
oh no! That's not gonna go back to haunt us.
Oh boy.
Literally or figuratively, I don't know. That's
And
hilarious.
before like 6 sessions from now, Derpy in the middle. Why do I have a voodoo doll in my inventory?
Or more like 20 sessions from now, she uses it to like murder one of us. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a voodoo doll of Zariel, and she uses it to finish her
Yeah.
off.
That'd be nice.
So as you're sitting there, and Truxelor, the little otter, walks up, grabs the tuning fork from you, Glimmer, and goes, "Oh, thank you so much. All right, it'll be just a moment. Let me know when you're all ready. I'll have you stand together in a circle." The little golden elephant, tiny little thing, walks up to you, Aphelion, and sniffs you with her trunk.
Hello there. Yeah, you seem familiar to me somehow.
She smiles and she says, or the elephant smiles in whatever way an elephant can smile, and she speaks, actually, like, not in your brain, but she actually speaks, and she speaks in Celestial.
Ooh.
And she says, "You smell good. Like, good. Not like good smelling, but like good intentions. I like you. Your shield smells bad, though. Like stinky farts."
He's kind of a dick. He's helping me though, and I'm not letting him do bad things. So
She squints her little elephant eyes and stares at it. "I don't like it. But I trust you, because you smell good." She just sits down on the ground and smiles.
I trust you too, little one. I will pet.
By the way, here's Lulu. She's
Yeah, but you're not
adorable.
first.
Some drug tripping.
Whoa, that is
What?
straight up a good trip, bad trip.
It's even kind of fuzzy like it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the edge of reality.
Oh, it has fur.
Almost looks like it would live underwater,
Okay,
which is
I've
worse.
never seen this thing. Is this the first time it's shown up in a 5e supplement?
100%?
So it was made for this. Okay.
100%.
I mean, it existed in previous editions.
Mhm.
Probably, but yeah, I was like, I don't know this from any books or anything, and it also didn't show up for Celestials in Kobold Fight Club.
True. So, the little otter kind of sits there. You hear that like pat 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 sound, and you see his tail is like whapping the floor. He says, "I don't have all day. I'm doing Silvira a favor here, but Chop Chop, come on, are you ready? Lulu's going with you too."
Oh, all right. It'll be a pleasure to have you on the team, Lulu.
Thank you, she says in Celestial. Are you guys ready?
Let's take a look around. I at the moment instead of just looking over. So we're on the shore, right? Kind of on this island.
You're floating. You're not even on a shore. There's no windows either. You don't see shit.
Oh, never mind then.
But when you were fucking coming in for a landing, it was a floating tower in the middle of the ocean.
In the ocean. Okay.
Above the ocean, though.
Yeah, above it.
No windows. Oh, sad. I just want
No.
one last look at the ocean and the real world before we go.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I'll
a
turn back.
windowless, doorless stone tower.
I look back. I do not know why I came here to Baldur's Gate in the first place, but I do think now my fate has been made more clear. I will be the first of my kind to go to hell and purge these devils from their own source, and bring back a city at the same time. I am ready if my companions are ready as well. We embark on something that is not what most people do in their lifetime, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, going to hell and back is quite a tale. Not many can say it. Have to be honest.
Yep, we've got to do the first half. The second half, we will see what happens.
So the circle is ready, and Traxagor says, "Come, gather together. We have to be quick about this."
I pick up Churro and I kind of like moving. Okay, do we need to like stand shoulder to shoulder? Do we need to pack in close here, or what do we have to do?
Wait, 1 second. He
Okay.
Hold hands.
he grows over to a basket, pulls out you hear him like rifling through it, and pulls out a sea urchin, cracks it on his chest, slurps it, goes, "Okay, I'm ready. Sorry, just needed to pick me up."
I never knew Uni was important to head to hell, but it makes sense to me.
All right, 3, 2, and then he says, as you guys stand together in the circle, he taps the tuning fork on the floor, and zoop, pulled through your belly buttons. Just suddenly, you feel like you're stretched out for miles, and then immediately, hot, stinging air assaults your senses. The city street in which you stand on is lined with buildings that are crumbling, if not already collapsed. The ground suddenly shudders beneath your feet. In the red, smoky sky, you see a 400-foot diameter sphere of darkness discharge strokes of bluish-white lightning that strike the city at irregular intervals. You can hear the explosions in the distance.
Holy
You see
fuck.
perched atop a distant bluff, overlooking the rest of the city, you see a crumbled fortress. Traxagor, your otter archmage friend, gazes up at the black orb nervously, utters under his breath, fuck this shit, holy crap, and then disappears in a blink of an eye.
Black hole, son.
And that's where we'll pick up next time. He's gone.
Oh,
Traxelgore is fucking out of here, dude.
He's just like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out.
He outie.
Mhm.
Right. So we got Lulu in the party now. We replaced Phallus with Lulu.
Phallus.
Mhm.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, and the last thing that happens is you see Lulu. She like kind of like shakes her little furry head, and she's just like, and toots her horn, toots her little snoot, and casts the light spell on herself. Boom.
Adorable.
Oh, nice. Is it dark here, or is it just because she wants to be well lit?
You don't know why she did that.
Oh,
Dark.
okay, but it's not dark. We see the red sky. We can see around
Yeah,
us. It's,
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Oof, well, we made it to hell.
you did. Congratulations.
If the orb is called the companion on the normal plane, can we call this black orb the comrade?
So, yeah, I mean, there's some things that you guys can that you guys could probably piece together right now, which is pretty interesting. One of them being the fact that, in the what you call it, the demonic deal, or the contract, sorry, you heard it called, the device called the solar incendiator,
Right.
hereafter called the companion.
Yes, it had its official name. I that was curious. Now, would any of us? We're kind of at the end here, but would any of us know enough about the companion from El Torel to know how far up it looked? Because I think that was in our previous discussion, right? Like it looked like it was hanging over the city, like a certain distance up, certain size.
It's pretty high up there.
Would this one we see now be equivalent in terms of size and distance? Or
Yeah.
This one closer
Oh
up?
yeah.
Oh, okay, so this does look like an analog to that.
Oh yeah, just different color and
okay.
doing nasty things now instead of being a nice
Lovely.
bright sun.
Literally, okay. Next session, I'm playing Black Hole Sun in the background.
Soundgarden all over.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Fitting.
Here, I'll show you guys this, just because this is... and I'll definitely tell you this, as you guys look out, and you kind of like look in the distance, you realize that the ground is moving beneath you all. And I just gotta show you this image. This is where, you're up there, guys.
Oh, we're
Holy
floating.
Shit, that's sick. Oh, and El Torel's like chained to the ground. That's awesome.
Wow.
Okay, it looks actually Ruby has the city atlas is essentially that, but snowy instead of fiery,
Hmm.
and no
Like covered
like
in
giant
it?
orb over it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say this looks like Evil Dalaran.
It's-
Yeah, it kind of does.
basically.
Yeah, so like, yeah, as you stand there, you guys you feel the ground rock beneath you, and you swear that you can hear the grinding of chains. Yeah, so we'll pick up there next time. You guys are in El Torel. Congratulations. Welcome to hell.
Shit's gonna get fun.
Nice. We've gone to hell.
Yes, you have. You're technically in Avernus, technically, but you're not in Avernus, if you know what I mean.
We're
Yeah.
we're Avernus
We're-
adjacent.
We're above Avernus.
Yeah, we're a quarter mile above hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the last thing I'll leave you with is this wonderful thing, because there's not really anything too revealing on this. But welcome to the other Dante's Inferno style map.
Oh my gosh, this is a really
Wow.
I gotta finish that book still.
I read that
Man,
in
that
high
is-
school, and it took me a long fucking time.
I've
I remember
picked it
trying
up,
to
like,
read like
4 times.
Because the Inferno was actually the easy part. I tried
Inferno
to
is
read
definitely
through-
easier. Paradiso
Yeah, I tried to
and all
read-
that shit is fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
Paradiso was so bad. Not bad,
No.
just
It's just a lot more
I should've
boring.
known that,
Yeah.
that would be too big.
I
So
have the
this is
problem.
the city I was talking about.
Well,
yeah. Similar vibes for sure.
yeah, so this is where you guys are. I'll show you where you. Oh, actually, I think I can actually. I'll show you where you are right now. Because this is pretty fucking cool.
Dude, there's so many crazy ass maps. I'm so excited to get into
There
this.
you go.
like,
So you're
get
right.
in there.
You have. This is where you have arrived. And you
Giants
look.
Drive.
Yeah, and you look over, and the thing that you saw was that. There's like a building right there. And that's what you saw, the large crumbling citadel.
Where?
Boink.
Maybe I'm blind. I'm not
I'm not seeing it either.
Oh, you're not seeing.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I'm on the wrong layer. There.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's like the fortress on the hill kind of thing.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Wait,
So Ray went back home.
I think
No,
just
Rhea's
Clippers
with you.
arrived Here.
Ray is with us, and Lulu's with us. We lost Phallus.
Phallus went back home. Okay.
Phallus
so yeah,
Phallus is gonna get decimated if he comes here. Phallus is a low-level intro NPC.
So Ray is the one who's gonna be the best help here in terms of navigating the city, probably.
yeah. She'll definitely know where shit is for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
I'm assuming
probably
this
won't-
whole split down the middle was that's a new architectural take, but
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
or
actually,
maybe that's where a river used to go or something.
Yeah, because there's bridges across it, so maybe that's. where
I
it
just
was.
noticed that too as I was saying that. Yeah.
but those could have been built after.
El Terrell has not been here very long though.
No.
Who knows how long it takes? Hey, demons
They-
are sorry, devils may be very industrious creatures. They may
Yeah.
be
It's just like devils working architecture firms in like suits and ties.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, obviously, corporations, the best.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite. Rooster Teeth has a game show on the spot, and there's a couple of people that anytime they're on it always are dress up as some sort of character. But the only one that's been reoccurring so far is Satan's little brother Clayton, and his slave boy.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
But Clayton's a great character because he's like the jealous younger brother of Satan.
Clayton and Satan, perfect.
Yep.
Well, good shit with the Cambion and stuff like that, the brief combat, but and that was the last thing I'll reveal. If you guys decided, because there wasn't really, I mean, if you wanted to like spend multiple days in Candlekeep, you could have, but every day that you stayed there was another chance that Mr. Cambion would infiltrate his way in there and try to assassinate Aphelion again.
Yeah. So if he had stayed around for one more turn, I was going to just blow everything on him.
Yeah, well, and Erica said that she was debating like the turn that she tried to fry the guy who was next to Aphelion. She wanted to step out and use a mind spike on the Cambion.
That would have been good.
Yeah, which is a good way to
How much-
track him.
Out of curiosity, how much health did he have left when he left?
30?
Okay, so I would have popped out of the smoke and done 4 attacks at advantage, 2 of which would hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been that, plus that would have been double of this.
Yeah, you probably would have been able to. He was super close to dying, so it would have been pretty
I
interesting.
think between all of us, one more round we killed him. So it was,
Yeah, but the way that it was written,
I-
he's once again, he was just like, Cambions are also different in the sense of like devilish bullshit. They're not they don't function in the same way that a devil dying on the plane would disappear back to the Nine Hells. A Cambion.
They're a devil, but they're not part of the hierarchy, right?
No, they are the they're like a different tiefling.
Yeah, they're like almost like devil mercenaries kind of thing.
They're very much devil fucked a human and popped out a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because tieflings can be just like cursed or have some weird bloodline thing in them, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna head to bed. Good job, guys. We'll be back in hell next Tuesday.
I can't even wait to get into that. And then I guess Thursday we're all set for Storm Kings.
Dude, you gotta think of more questions for this asshat fucking Allfather.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, good.
Yep.
That's smart.
So tomorrow, possibly Divinity. And
Maybe.
discussing of angels and shit.
I'll be down for Divinity most likely. I won't be up super late, but I don't have anything planned. So.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. We're gonna be climbing and shit, but I'll talk to you.
It was really fun. It'd be fun to do again.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, but it's sleepy time for sure.
Good night, folks. Good shit.
Yep. Hell
Peace.
yeah.
All right. Wow, look at all that shit. That's cool as fuck. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Really do appreciate it. I'm gonna put on some music to end the stream, but as of now, it is night time. Thank you, Jamie, Nate. Thank you for the new follow, Abyssal, and yeah, I'm glad that our group tries to work together instead of against each other. Where everybody, that's usually the way we are. We're a pretty good group, or they're a pretty good group in terms of collaborating and things like that. So, Candlekeep was cool, and now they're in El Terrell. The whole Candlekeep session, I know we like zoomed right up to where you were before your last session. Yeah, like Jamie, I was gonna say like that the whole Candlekeep section doesn't need to be extended out. Like Baldur's Gate is long enough. The section of like let's go to Candlekeep can just be like bop, just kind of like accelerate that shit like ASAP. Let's listen to some synthwave to end the night. Good night, everybody. Take care. We out.